Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. North American stock futures, little change to kick off a brand new trading week this morning with all eyes and focus on the Fed. Coming up, the two-day Fed decision meeting starting tomorrow, followed Wednesday by the rate decision and statement from Fed Chair Powell will be 2 p.m. on Wednesday afternoon. No one expecting any change as far as interest rates are concerned, but that accompanying statement always very closely watched as far as language is concerned when it comes to interest rates and forecasting of the recovery as far as the overall economy is concerned. So we'll watch that closely going into Wednesday. Overall, U.S. stocks, though, coming off a solid week last week. We had the S&P end off the week at all-time highs. We're looking to start things off this morning in that area as well. We're watching crypto-related stocks this morning. Bitcoin back towards 40,000. After another Elon tweet, we'll talk about that and some of the crypto stocks coming up. Squeeze stocks back on watch as well. A few of them with much lower volume this morning, but AMC doing quite nicely in the pre-market here, still holding that $50 level. It's Monday, June 14th, 2021. TraderTV.live starts now. And yeah, there we go. A little bit of a mixed board to start things off so far this morning. 0.25% for the NASDAQ. Tech stocks showing some early strength. Everything else little changed right across the board, except for at the bottom there. You can see Bitcoin, Ethereum both up nicely, about 5% each. We had both Ethereum and Bitcoin, if you remember, down about that much on Friday. Obviously coming off that Elon tweet saying that if certain conditions as far as Bitcoin mining are concerned are met, they will accept Bitcoin again for Teslas. Hooray. Hey guys, it's Monday. Good morning. We had a great weekend here in Toronto. We had patios back open and available to us. So that was very exciting. A little bit of normalcy returning. Hope you guys had a great weekend.
The normalcy that returned was Raheem Sterling. Well, I don't know if it's normalcy. Raheem Sterling, 1-0 for England. Fantastic win. So it's Euro. Whether or not patios were open up just in time for that particular event, certainly awesome to join good weather, seeing an England victory. So I'm pretty happy about that. Lots of stuff moving this week. We got Fed week. We got some crypto moving. I don't know. I mean, look, Elon Musk in that tweet, I don't think that's a catalyst. It was a bounce off 30,000 that was probably happening anyway. So I just feel like everything's going to get overanalyzed with his tweets and act like it's always the driver of any kind of price movement. So I don't know how much I want to give him credit for that bounce there in Bitcoin in particular, but either way, 40,000 or close to 40,000 is close to 40,000 as I kind of look over. Yet not there yet. Still about 600 bucks. Still about like 600 or 700 away.
Yeah, 40,000's coming. What up, guys? Yeah, welcome back. Hopefully you guys tweeted out some fun stuff last night. Yeah, went back to the patio. Now it's back to business time. We're trading some Corsair. We picked up some 39 longs. We're right back to 40. We're in the money on this trade right now, 39.70. Here we go. Oh my God, Brendo, we're starting it off already. Another 55-cent win right now for Corsair on board. So hopefully you guys have that average bang. Almost gets to view up and then says no way. Turn it upside around. Now we're in the money, 50 cents. So, hey guys, welcome. It's going to be a fun week. Obviously, we're getting ready. It's Father's Day on Sunday, my favorite day. Here goes CSR. CSR again, Corsair just continues to move to the upside. A new name on our list. We haven't traded this one in a very, very long time, Brendo. But here it rips up. It's at the bottom of our watch list today and at the top of mine. Let's go, Corsair.
Yeah, maybe the latest addition to the Reddit-inspired stock list that keeps growing on a daily basis. We'll talk about Corsair coming up here in a second. Before we do, let's get over to the desk and say good morning to Miss V.
Hi guys, and welcome back everyone. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and ready for a productive week. Please make sure to like this video right now and let's get it started, Brandon.
Let's get it started indeed, guys. I want to show you a headline to kick things off as far as Bitcoin is concerned. More positive sentiment here. Yeah, Paul Tudor Jones coming out this morning saying he's ready finally to venture into the cryptocurrency markets as well. So giving his stamp of approval to anyone who wants to hold some cryptocurrencies in some way as part of an overall portfolio. definitely signaling it as a positive. So we'll continue to look at PayPal. Square's higher this morning. Tesla obviously higher as well. I want to start things off though with a little discussion here, guys, on Lordstown, because we had some breaking news this morning early on Lordstown. Two executives stepping down and moving away from the company. This is very, very similar, or kind of playing out very similar to how we saw the Nikola story emerge and kind of play out over time as well.
Yeah, and we all know how that story went. It was a flush down the toilet in the charts. And every time you thought that it wasn't going to go further to the downside, that's exactly what ended up happening, Nikola. And when this played out as the whole Milton thing, I mean, we got through, at that time, you got through the all-time lows. Now, this particular time, there had been that big-time spike up in all of the EV names, so you had so much, so much room to drop off here and ride. CEO goes, CFO goes, going concern issues, passive. Now we're actually through that 50 period and now holding below this $10 range. I didn't even catch the news when it happened. I mean, it was basically, I think I tweeted out when it was on the way downside and then caught a first bounce here in front of like 980, quickly scalped it out. But then, and this is why you kind of want to look at some of these levels. Anytime I see this, and this is how we usually do these like second round plays, look for previous support. You're going to have here like 1060, and you have 1080, that's like your target area. Came right in, pops to like 1060, that's front end of the range, got like 60s and 62s, short that one. I'm actually still holding the last third of it just to see where it goes. You know, it would not shock me if at some point Lordstown is sitting in the face of those all-time lows that we did see there. So continued pressure. It is short sell restricted. I am sort of gearing up that maybe there's another pop that tests that 1080 area and I can short it off the open. But yeah, I mean, ride. Falling rapidly is the best way to put it, but if you were watching that one in the pre-market, it was fantastic volume throughout that move. So sometimes it's worthwhile that trade, even if it's a pre-market anyways, guys.
Yeah, we talk about trading the right names in the pre-market. You have to do that. Look, ride's going to be a good one. Today, I mean, it's here at the $10. You saw this 12 a couple times. We talked about those levels. When we broke this 1150, we liked it. When they came out and, basically just, I don't mention that their cash situation is okay. Now you get more people stepping down, right? And so that's not going to be a good thing for the stock. However, let's just see what it does at $9. I mean, you got to short it anywhere up here to 10 through 11. So we'll wait to see. But for right now, bigger fish to fry for me. But that's a great short. We just have to wait for it to come back now. So if it can come back into 1060, this is still Corsair. But right now, Ride is still at just below 10. So it needs to get a little bit above 10. Let's see if it squeezes, back to that 1050 area. And then these are like no-brainer shorts right here, 1050. So as long as you get to that area, then, I mean, you need to smash that. So hopefully we'll get an opportunity to do that.
All right, let's bring in Mark Roberts here, president of Sun Lake Strategies, get his take on the brand new week to come as we make our way into, I guess it's almost the middle of June at this point. Good morning, Mark. Hope you had a great weekend. It's setting up to be an interesting week here ahead of the Fed. I mean, I guess the biggest question here to start things off as far as the overall market is concerned, do we get any kind of, really significant movement before we get that statement come out on Wednesday afternoon?
Well, you get some rebalancing going on in some of the indices. I think it's the Russell. That may have some effect on the volatility in the small, mid cap, and not large cap, but actually large cap, because now there's mega caps. So yes, I think the volatility will continue. I think you'll get more of the summer volume. I see a lot of the volume happening right after the opening, volume happening right before the close, and the rest of the time seems to be the GMEs and the Blackberries of those type of trades. So the general retail investor or institutional investor is very quiet through most of the day.
Oh, we're seeing some return or more names adding to that list this morning. Corsair, the latest one, CRSR seems to be mentioned quite a bit on the internet this morning. Let's continue this talk a little bit about the Fed decision and what's to come here. If they signal any kind of speeding up, I guess, of the inflation concerns, what do we see as far as the overall market is concerned? Or is it just kind of a non-event and people shrug it off and as you were?
I think they shrug it off. I think the Fed has been very clear about being transparent. I'd be absolutely mortified, if you will, if they ended up coming out with a statement that shocked the markets. I think they want to do nothing like that at all. Right now, as I read this morning, they're having another problem, which is not getting people back to work that have been vaccinating, but figuring out how to get the population to full employment with so many people retiring. The age group 50 plus has been leaving the workforce in droves in the last 4 or 5 months, and that's going to affect full employment. So now the Fed has another problem in front of them.
And which, in the long run, could be a good and positive thing as far as employment opportunity is concerned. So definitely a good point to start things off. Let's continue on the vaccine front here. Novavax up, as I look at it right now, 8% here in the pre-market. Another one with 100% efficacy on some of the not so in focus variants, but 90% was the number they came out with some of the other in focus variants. So positive news for Novavax, another vaccine to add to the race here.
Yeah, I think that's really positive news. I think the only negative part right now are there's still many people that just don't believe in the efficacy of the vaccine, or they're waiting on the sidelines to see if there are any long-term effects from it. There are issues with the very young population. I think that's going to take some time. But as one who's been vaccinated, I believe that you're probably still better off being vaccinated than taking the large risks without being vaccinated.
Let's jump over to some of these chip makers moving around a little bit this morning. NVIDIA with some news. We're hearing that you wrote a little bit on Qualcomm as well as far as the ARM acquisition is concerned. Basically getting in line, it seems, if the deal doesn't go through, could we see them next up to bat?
I would say so. Qualcomm's a great run company. NVIDIA the same. And on the side note, AVGO is still a favorite, and AMAT. These stocks should all be added to the portfolios on relative price action. So at least on pullbacks, you're not getting whipped.
It's kind of full circle here as far as what to expect heading towards Wednesday and the Fed rate decision. As you kind of come up with your plan for the week this week, how aggressive are you going to be ahead of this?
I was aggressive with some of the food restaurants. I added to McDonald's in the last 3-4 days. I bought some CMG, and I'm looking at Cake, CAKE, this morning on an upgrade. So I'm starting to look at those as people are spending their money and their time walking in for the fast food.
There he is, Stockfather himself. It's funny you mentioned fast food and people getting back out there. CMG, nice little move here. Chipotle, of course, breaking up towards that 50 period we always sort of talk about here. It's at 14.20 now. There's a few names that have sort of been doing this, I guess, consolidation, a little bit off of those highs here. What do you think in terms of timeline back into these highs? Is this a patience game, or are you saying to yourself, I'm looking at this, but I'm not necessarily buying today or tomorrow because we might hang out below that 50 period, maybe chop around as the stock is known to do? Or is this something like, hey, let's get into this right away because clearly things are going to ramp up faster than people anticipate?
I think to your second half of your point makes sense. They're going to ramp up faster than people expect. On the trading side, something like CMG could get up to maybe 14.20, 14.30 back and fill, but the trading range 1300 to 1350, I think, will now be a bit of history.
Thanks a lot for that. Of course, I'm actually looking at that. I was looking at CMG myself and never found a way to get into that one. I got to ask you about Lordstown here, right? Like you those vaunted words. Going concern, right? And we saw this play out, Nikola, and it's like don't have enough cash on hand to go to production, and then they say we do, but now you've got a CEO and a CFO stepping down. In this particular case, is this one of those? How can it possibly not, get down towards these lows at 6 or 7, or is the fact that it's been one of these sort of squeeze stocks? at some point, is this one of those like it could be susceptible to getting bought up for that reason? Like, is there any fear of that? Because the news keeps piling on, and it just feels like, to me, I'm short it right now. Like, this has got to be heading back down towards $6, $7, $8.
I would think it's heading down. I got out at 15 in March, licked my wounds on a loss, was not happy. Really haven't looked back at it until they go into production and out of, we'll call it creation. This stock goes lower.
Yeah, and that production, that's the thing. And people favor companies like Fisker and Lucid because the strong sense that they get into that production phase. Now, just one more thing I wanted to ask you about before we get you out of here. And we always try to say, okay, what's that name that you're thinking about here? Like, what's that one theme? I'm just kind of curious, just overall, with it being Fed week, with us essentially ignoring, I don't want to say ignoring, but rolling past that, that inflation data that we got last week and the market rolling over on that. Just give us your pick. NASDAQ, forget about the Dow. Let's go NASDAQ and ES this week in Fed week. What do you prefer? I feel like, I don't want to speak for you. What do you say here, NASDAQ or ES here?
I'm going to go with the S&P 500. I'm looking for quality names that will pull back. Dividends are important to me, and management that's given guidance. So I'm going to go with a larger cap in the S&P. There's a lot of technology stocks that I still want to buy, but they're a bit too high for me, so I'm going to wait on those. So if everything came in equally, I probably would do NASDAQ. I don't think it comes in equally, so I'll do S&P.
Wow, I was kind of hoping you'd say NASDAQ above that 14,000, but fair enough. I always appreciate the opinion there. Just want to say congratulations on your $28 million bid to join both the Bezos brothers on that flat. I'm assuming that was you, because obviously I didn't win. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool, man. I would love to go to space, but $28 million for the chance
Well, I'll make a deal with you that if I get a cold that day, you can go in my place.
Oh, yeah? See, well, if someone gave it to me for free, I would probably go for sure. But $28 million. Mark, thank you so much. Stockfather, as always. We'll be rooting for the ES, so I kind of want the NASDAQ to make that run this week after holding 14,000. Thanks as always.
Have a great day.
All right, guys, few analyst moves to have a look at this morning. Nothing terribly exciting on the downgrade side of the board today. But, yeah, there's that CMG, Raymond James, liking Chipotle. $1,800 on the price target. TripAdvisor, people starting to travel again. CRISPR Therapeutics and Eli Lilly all to the upside today.
All right, guys.
Go Eli.
Yeah, we got the diamond hands right now on CSR, Corsair, CRSR. We already hit the fruit salad up there. It's almost gone here. Good run for us. $2 in the money. So let's just go, man. We're already starting it off today. I mean, long at 39 right now, out a third of it at 41. In, out. And then here's that level. It just went exactly to where we mentioned, guys, not only both on our sticky note, we talked about CSR at the bottom there, see if it's going to rip to 42, but then we just put it up on Twitter as well. As soon as we got in, right, well, let's wait to see what happens with 42. Now we wait for 42, and it literally just happened. So there's the call right there on Twitter. Thank you for everybody following us. Here's the sticky note. It's already up. And then there's Corsair here. We talked about that as well. We love the 40 break. There's $1.50 for you, nicely in the money. And then, here's date night last night, and then some drinks. We talked about that. Lime margarita there. That was tasty. There's no doubt about that. I had a couple of those. And then, good on us. But here we go. Corsair to the upside. So we're out of 1/3 there. Just want to give everybody a little quick update. We're starting the day off with a banger.
Why don't I show you this just right off the bat here? We'll talk about a little bit on the Y side here for Corsair Gaming, up big time in the pre-market here. The latest to be added to both Reddit's Wall Street Bets and Stock Twits this morning. They have, our friends at Seeking Alpha, have the short interest here at 18.25, guys, for CRSR. So relative volume through the roof for that one so far this morning. The other one, we should mention on the short interest side of things is Workhorse, 52.5% on the short side for Workhorse now.
Look, I mean, a
It's
stock
not
like
all
this
about
Corsair is just, we'll just do Corsair first. Corsair is just so easy, guys. Like when you get these breaks and then you come up to $40, like it almost went against, right? I mean, it did go against us. We take that $40 break and then you average it back into VWAP. I think you just got to wait until there's these levels that come into play here, 37. So, I mean, there is a level there at 37. I think you just keep taking the breaks upside. And it's a relatively new name. It kind of reminds me of Wendy's, you know, like a brand new name coming kind of out of nowhere there, but then it does break this high, and we're not even near these, so this is where it doesn't remind me of Wendy's. It's just more of a first day move, right? So Neil's gonna talk about Ride. That's, I guess, a week or two right now. So a first day move here. I think you always gotta take some profits, and we're right into this area of concern where we had that 42. I don't even have any offers out, but I should. 42 and change right now on Corsair, but a nice little runner up 30%. Forget about all the news, whatever. It's a new name. It's on Reddit. It's on StockTwits. It just keeps on going to the upside. Video game maker, not video games, equipment. So, you know, a lot of you already invested in this one, a relatively new name. What a great IPO this was. You're not going to find too many IPOs that look this strong, to be honest with you. It just based out there and broke out. So I think this is one where you have the opposite of Ride, I think, a little bit here, where you have, you know, a good breakout to the upside with upside momentum. So we like this one, but I should have got some more out at 42.
Well, it's kind of funny you mentioned that. I'm looking at this one. I'm saying like 45 seems like a good level. 50 if it ever gets there. Like if this thing squeezes and you get like what was a lower high off that 50 when it had that parabolic move back in November, that seems like almost like an obvious like sort of go zone for shorting. And when you're talking about these these short squeeze names, you got to have some targets where you feel a little bit more comfortable if you are going to go to that direction. It's not all about the percentage of the float short, right? Like that's not the only driver for momentum here. Here you have a stock which is, you know, it's only like Wendy's because of the chart formation and the breakout that you're seeing happen at 35. And to me, that gives you cover on any dip. And that was true on Wendy's. And I'm not saying this is Wendy's, but that's going to be true here. I was looking back at this level here, 7 a.m. It got a bit of a turnaround when retail came in and started selling it off when it had the gap up, and it was 38.50 or so. I think that's your target down to the breakdown, somewhere in that range on any kind of a pullback. Feels like that's where it could definitely hold up. Given that the fact it's gone to 42 now, at the open at 9:30, you're probably looking a little more shallow than that, probably into the 39.5 range, guys. And as far as workhorse goes, like I said, it doesn't necessarily matter that you have a massive short interest. Right? I mean, at the end of the day, this one is pretty flat so far this morning because the volume has dried up on a lot of these names. You're seeing it sort of consolidate a little bit here. Now, I do like a 16 break only because it sets up pretty nicely, but you know, this would be a lot more attractive if it ever got back above that 18.50 for like a real breakout off a top level there. So, you know, Workhorse has a higher short interest, but 300,000 in volume when Corsair is basically doing, you know, going gangbusters and already breaking tops. And that's the different story here. Momentum is what matters ultimately.
Just checking on this Wrapped, R-A-P-T, another one just popping up here. In the meantime, if you are joining us for the first time, it's great to see everyone back with us again on a Monday. If you're joining us for the first time, we do all your homework for you every single morning. All you have to do is just register at that link for the free morning note. We send it out every morning before we come on at 8:30. Talks about all the stocks moving around in the pre-market and why. And then you join us at 8:30 here to figure out a game plan for the morning. Yeah, this RAPT, guys, just popping up here, 104% already. So we'll double check on Wrapped. But why don't we get into a few of these other names that we'll talk about throughout the morning. So, I mean, there's no real significant news or additional news as far as any of those squeeze stocks are concerned, but there was some new data that came out over the weekend that Ortex.com released some new short interest data on both AMC and Workhorse, kind of signaling AMC's declining very, very quickly into the end of last week, where Workhorse is, as I mentioned there, a bit of a spike on Thursday and Friday for short interest in WKHS.
Yeah, and look, it's ultimately, I know it's not done a lot in the pre-market, but that's what's gonna give me that crack to take out that 16 level, at least if it goes there. I mean, there's no guarantee it's gonna break the top in Workhorse, but you know, that's the only reason I'm probably gonna have that order in for that open. And then you go to AMC, which again, it's not all about short interest for the movement in the stock because it's grinding higher. It holds this 50 level pretty nicely here in the pre-market. We talked about that being sort of an important price, and you know, obviously going to options expiration, fading off of that into the aftermarket. Actually didn't break it until the aftermarket there, and so you're seeing AMC It's done 4 million volume, actually close to 5 million in volume, which is pretty good, but it's a heck of a lot less than we were doing at this particular time all of last week. So I mean, I'm not saying the interest is gone in it, it's just not necessarily as rapid, which does sometimes give you some potential breakouts. 51.5 and 53.5 are pretty interesting levels there. And then if this stock ever gets back up to that 60 level, just remember how many times in last week's action it faded off of that and failed off of that 60. So when you look at some of these breakouts at 9:30, I'm going to have Workhorse, and I'm already in a couple of shorts already. AMC is on that list at like 51.50, but that's one of those don't want to get caught in a trap. If it dips, this thing is probably finding support at like 46 and usually a little bit deeper than you expected. So I would try a little bit, not tread a little bit lightly on it, but just remember the volume is all over the place in some of these other names, especially with that Corsair, and I really hope Workhorse gets going. So you don't have to only trade one name today. There's lots to look at. AMC still looks pretty good on that 51.50 break, but that 53.5 level does loom large as well.
Yeah, no, for me, this is an absolute must. This 51.50, you got to have that, guys. So it's about to break right now. That's the number one stock on our list today. You got to be in AMC for sure. So we'll ride these apes, hopefully to the high side today. Hold on to your shares, guys. Hopefully we can get this 51.50. We'll break that. That's when we'll go long. It should have gone long. I mean, again, this level down here, man, like this was a crazy long. I wasn't sitting here to take trades right now at this time, but 49, like that's an amazing level. If we can get back down there, we'll go long. My ultimate long here, as written again on here, it says back to 48.50. So at the top, again, you can find this all on Twitter, but back to 48.50 and then a 51.50 break, which is going to happen right now. So we're going to go long here, and then we're not going to do anything about it. We're just going to keep averaging in, honestly. We'll pick our spots, though, because this thing could drop. We know that already. And we don't want to have a repeat of what happened to us last week on one of the days where we had to battle back all day before finally turning positive, like at 3:45 or something. But right here, 48.50. So if we come back into 48.50, we'll do that. But notice, man, there's 50-period moving averages, there's EMAs, there's everything down here at about 50.50. So we have to, watch out for some of these moves as well. So there's some consolidation down here, but I'm not worried about it. I think you got to go long here now, 51.50. Then we'll buy some 50 evens. Then we'll see what happens down here at 49, and then hopefully we don't get tested downside. But we'll wait to see what happens. I may actually just drop this at 50, so we'll buy it into 50, and then if something happens around here, we'll figure it out, and then maybe go longer back here. So this is not going to be a forever hold, obviously, but if it does start to go upside, we do have some levels. There's the 20 period, so there's 51.50. Last time we broke 51.50, we went to about, actually that was taking a long time ago, the 9th. We went up to 52.50, and that's about it. So the high for the last week is right here, guys, 52.50. So it'll be hard for me to take a 51.50 and not get some out for about $1, right? Because especially if we're going to give it back to 50. So, hey, look, let's just be all friends on this one, and we'll go long on AMC to start with, and then hopefully we can all be right. Our Corsair is having an issue at 42, so maybe we do get some piece off here at 41.80 if we can, and then hold the rest for hopefully that move up through 42. But right now, a big win on Corsair, and we hope to do the same on AMC. Get your popcorn ready.
All right, let's go to crypto land, because we're seeing big moves in some individual names as far as cryptocurrencies are concerned, and some stocks this morning, guys, mostly to the positive side here. Riot and Mara leading. They were up as much as 7 and 8% early on this morning. PayPal, Square, Tesla, all higher after Elon's tweets suggesting he may accept Bitcoin again if certain conditions are met when it comes to mining of cryptocurrencies. So I'm just watching GME here, but let's talk about crypto stocks.
Yeah, I don't know if the must tweet is really the reason behind it, but get into that 40,000 anyways, and whether they accept it back or not, and whether these conditions are met, and positive movement towards I guess being more environmentally friendly and energy conscious when it comes to mining. Look, that's all likely going to happen anyways, and it was all trending in that direction without Elon Musk pushing things. It's great that he does. I actually was looking at Square here. I was gonna, I'll just mention that SI was like sell some SI to get in Coinbase. Half of that was good because SI down below $100 right now, and has not been as strong. AMC just broke 51.50. All I'm going to say on Square, watch 225 break, but there's a 227 level as well. But AMC 51.50 just broke here, Sean. So just got that long position and want to scalp a bit off of it.
Yeah. No, I'm not scalping it off. I'm gonna wait. Okay, I was actually looking. I'm looking through my. Oh, is that it right there? No, it's not. I'm looking for my last poll because we did talk about Bitcoin, and you know, I was not surprised because it was at 32,000, and a lot of you took the high road, of course, and said that it was going to break 30,000 next. Oh man, yeah, just hit refresh. Here it is. So let's just check out what's been happening here on a 1-minute chart for BTC as it continues to rip higher. Yeah, I mean AMC. I guess I could take some off at 51.90 here and see if we can't make 40 cents. But right now, yeah, I think it breaks through 40,000 on the daily chart. And what I was getting at here was, I remember I tweeted when we were down here at 32,000, do we see 30,000 first or 40,000 first? Now I guess everyone would change their mind. It was like 70-30 or 80-20, obviously playing the odds. But it looks like we're going to crack through 40,000 right now, if not in the next couple minutes. So we're getting really close. Look, I like Bitcoin. I think you crack 40, then you get to 50, then you get to 60, and then it's going to be a great winter, I believe, for crypto. I think we do touch. I mean, it's 65 high, maybe 80,000 or so. I would think we could get there by December. So we'll wait to see if that can come through or not. And there it is, man. I mean, we're already like, let's go, Ape Gang. Like, not only are we giving you guys Corsair, but there it is right there. There's another winner for you guys on AMC as we continue to hold, man. Out of a third, and now we go to the upside. So now we're going to get out of some of our position now at 52, 40, something like that, if we can offer that out. And then we'll watch out for our 52 and change. But there it is, man. There's the runner. We gave you this one. If you're not on the sticky note, guys, go over to it. We'll hit that up together. But here we go, man. Let the party start. This is why when it came over to me, I mean, you guys remember I said a no-brainer take at 51.50. No-brainer take, okay, guys? So hopefully you had that one. You can watch this now, go to the upside. You can do whatever you want with this. This is 80 cents in the money now, and let's just keep on going, guys. A big-time trade there. We'll call it off, and that's what happens when I sit down here and give you these calls. These are the ones that I like, right? Some of them aren't going to be good, whatever. You don't have to worry about pre-market trading with AMC or Workhorse or Corsair or anything like that. Because again, if you watch our pre-market videos, all we talk about is volume, 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 volume. And if you're not able to take a trade, it's mostly because of volume in the levels. Well, I mean, this chart and the volume looks pretty good to me here today. So there's another win for you. We'll tweet this out, a good one here on AMC. My next offer is right around here. We'll take some off and then we'll watch it fly high. But again, guys, congratulations.
It was a bit of a slow start for some of those this morning, but yeah, we're getting off to the races already. Let's bring in Arun, get a check of the overall market, see what levels we need to be aware of for the futures this morning. It's Money Monday, Arun. What are you looking at today?
Yeah, it's Money Monday. It's Money Shirt Monday for me. And I had to pull out the shirt. One of our viewers sent it in. I had to pull it out. It's finally going to be an active week. We got a lot happening this week. The futures have fully rolled over. We're now trading the September contract. We've got the Federal Reserve on Wednesday. We got a large rebalance across multiple indexes on Friday. There's a lot happening this week. So if anyone's trying to make some money across the board on multiple products, this is the week. So, I've been falling asleep for the last little bit. It's about time to wake up. So Money Monday, Money Shirt Monday, today's the day we get this thing going. Now, indexes. 4240 was the September contract high that I was looking at on Friday. I wasn't really trading it. I had up, but I wasn't really looking forward to it because it tends to be quiet with the volume split between the June contract still trading and the September contract. Now everyone's moved over. So 4240 was the level I was looking at to see how much action we can get above there. Well, we got above there, and now we're starting to roll back underneath. So I'm starting to think that there's a lot more action to the sell side above what was previously established as somewhat of a sell zone. So if we can get underneath 4235 and actually stay underneath, I know we cracked it just now, but if we can actually stay underneath and trade underneath, I think we got some low side or sell side bias coming in. I think you take a shot at the short with 4250 as a stop on the September contract. And of course, we have 4220 as a low end from Friday. So keep an eye on 4220, see how much action we get at 4235. If it stays above with some selling, go for the short. 4250 will be your stop. Just be aware though, because 4220 is available as a support level, you do have to be careful with your risk rewards, right? Because if you're going to use 4250 as your stop, you don't want to risk any more than 15 points because then you're going to run into support in 15 points. So to keep your risk reward ratios close to 1-to-1, you're going to have to get as close to 4235 as possible if you decide to go for the short. Again, it's going to require some reading of the volume and how much bias is coming in towards the open a lot has to happen, but I am looking at 42.35 as a potential area to go short if we can get some more selling to come in for the rest of the day.
Great stuff. Thanks so much.
To start the day.
Yeah, great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. We'll check back in again tomorrow morning. Let's talk about NIO, guys. NIO, big mover on Friday, back to the upside. This thing's been on a bit of a tear, to say the least, on the daily chart as well, after kind of retaking that 34 area at the bottom end. We are into some pretty significant levels. No additional news this morning. We are higher, as you can see, ever so slightly compared to Friday's levels. But if you remember, they announced that new lower priced entrant into the Chinese market to kind of take back some more market share there.
Yeah, I want to jump to NIO in a quick second, but as Lordstown gets all the way to this 920 low, I did take it all out here. It spiked down another 50 cents, so it gives you like 940. This is 920 low. I want to shorten any strength. I want to leave open the idea of the breakdown if it takes out a fresh low of the day here. So I'm going to cover it. We're going to get a nice like $1.40 winner here. And then AMC, I'm going to actually take off another quarter here. Well, I shouldn't say that. Well, there we go. Actually, just got crazy. I just got the fill 52.50, but the reason why, and we wanted to come back to this, just to show you guys, go back to the 9th, you had this gap down, and then hold all morning long at a 52.50 to 52.75 area before flushing at the open on a failed break of 53. So getting some shares out in that range is going to make sense to me. That's why I'm looking at that 53.50 area. NIO looks like it's a bit primed there. Did we just break 40,000? Is that what?
Yeah, we just keep going. They hit that by accident.
Oh. Well, I mean, if Bitcoin broke 40,000, that is the perfect timing to hit that key. So I think it kind of works well. NIO has broken. Look, NIO's obviously made this move up to the upside, and you're getting this break. But you go back to March. This is not the March high, but this is the high since that 3180 flush low and double bottom. And this high is 42.50 and change. And we're 45.50 and 46.50 and change, I should say. And we're getting very, very close to testing it again. We got there on Friday, got to the quarter mark. We're essentially doing the same thing again here in this pre-market. So I know the top break looks interesting, but that 40, to me, it's more like a 46.50 when I go back into March. It's a big area. So if it breaks 25 and only goes 20 or 40 cents, I don't want to get caught in that trap, especially when I'm in AMC long, probably looking at a workhorse long off the open. I don't want to get caught in a possible NIO trap. Now, if this thing wants to dip down, I'd be looking all over it, top of this cluster, 43.50 into that previous high there, about 44.25. I think that's your target dip buy. So 43.50 to 44.25, somewhere in that range if it dips. I'd rather see 46.50 on a long than 46.25 for me.
Yeah, here we go, guys. Big spike here in BTC as we break 40. So again, I'll try to find that. Yeah, as it rains down some money there. Breaking through 40,000 to the upside right there. So big move, bang. So congratulations, anybody on to that. AMC, we've already talked about that. So we'll just fire off the cannons as that just keeps on Rip City right now, taking out new highs. And again, that's the call that we gave to you guys, 51.50. And if you're listening to us, and we get this all the time, and it says like, how do we know which stock that you're actually, believe in or that you're actually taking shares in? And I thought I've done a pretty good job. I told you that this 51.50 was a no-brainer. So bang, right there. That's when you take out the stick. The Corsair, the exact same reason, right? So there's not same reason, but same type of thing there. You got to trade the right stocks with the right names. And then that's what I'm doing. Like, you only probably see me in like 4 or 5 or 6 names, right? I'm trying to focus and trying to give the best plays out. So that's a good one there for AMC. Let's just wait to see where it goes. I don't even remember the stocks we were talking about, but BTC, AMC, and Corsair on my mind.
Sean, you want to cover Coinbase,
Sure.
maybe, or NIO? Both.
I'll do Coinbase because we're just talking about BTC. So again, I think that I've averaged into Coinbase. My price is not here. We're now in the 270s, I believe, as a price for Coinbase. So we're definitely out of the money on this one. But the thing is that as Bitcoin goes, it doesn't really make any sense, technically, but the more people think nicely about crypto and the more it becomes a name thing and the more confidence people get in the exchanges and things like that, then the more obviously Coinbase will benefit from that. So if Bitcoin does get to that 80,000, like I think it probably could get to by the winter time, then yeah, Coinbase will be back up here. But remember, there's a lot of different business models that these guys have, and I really, really like Coinbase for a few of those reasons. Staking, pretty soon, I mean, they're going to be lending out money and stuff against crypto positions, and you can charge a nice little, interest rate on that. So look at this, 232. This is the level. We keep on that level. We keep on looking at that. We called it the last couple days. for breakouts, and unfortunately it was the very top. We didn't actually get involved in this breakout, but it was the very, very top near the end of the day a couple days ago, back on the 7th. So I like 232 as a multi-day break. I mean, if you really want to get really jiggy with it, Will Smith style, then yeah, I mean, this 230 is an area, but you're going to break that very, very soon. So I'm going to wait for 232, and again, man, we'll take out the stick and we'll hit this. We'll hit this going through 232, and then backside, I mean, VWAP right there is back to 230. So I think you got to take enough shares that you can withhold $2. So again, if you're going to take 100 shares, then be ready to lose $200, because if it does come back through 230, I think that's a level that you got to be worried about. But we'll look at this more as it happens. But oh man, what time is it right now? See, I don't want this thing to break with 20 minutes to go. So we won't put our order in, but we are watching that 232. I like Coinbase, man. I think this has to be in your portfolio.
All right, guys, let's continue along here. Going to be an interesting week. Let's talk about Lordstown a little bit here. Neil just having a look at it there, but down significantly. If you missed it, both the CEO and CFO stepping down this morning. To be replaced, obviously, but $9 here. If you go to the daily chart, $9 a big level, and then below that, we're kind of staring at this 690 to 7 area, which would be all-time lows.
Yeah, I mean, look, do we get there? I kind of feel like we're trending at least towards it. Just actually seeing Wish, and thank you guys for pointing out here, big volume spike. It's only like 30 or 40 cents of a move there, but Wish making a move to the upside. So from one stock that I am short into one that I usually I'm about to short, but I'm going to see what's going on in Wish before that actually get into that. I did take out this position. Now, I do feel like this trend is going to be pretty clean in one direction. Well, they might get a pop off of that open, but I'm looking right back into these previous support levels from last week. And we had this like 1033 bottom. I've already shorted off of that 1080 area. So at the open, I'm thinking 10 to 1033. Any kind of pop, I want to take it. You can look at a 920 bottom. That was on the news this morning. And then you also have, this was 888. If you go back, when the first news dropped, going concern talk, that was 888. Whether or not you want an even 9, a 920, 888, I'm not sure that it matters to me. You can probably scalp any one of those. It is short sell restricted, so I will favor shorting pops because it's an easier way to get into position. No guarantee you get a 9 break even if you fire that order in, Brendan.
I don't know this website, but PrestaShop apparently is partnering with Wish. So leading e-commerce platform PrestaShop and Wish teaming up, guys.
Yeah. No, I mean, I saw that. I saw that as well. Neil asked if there was any news. I said yes. But look at this, 1060 there. That's where it stopped. So that was Friday's high there. I mean, you can team up with whatever you want, like PrestaShop. Yeah, that's going to change the needle here. I mean, let's just wait to see what this means. I don't know anything about it, whether or not it's maybe if you guys know PrestaShop, Presta shop. That's the news there. And Brendan, maybe if you find the story, but I don't know how much money this PrestaShop brings to the online world or not. To me, it just seems like maybe they would just be an advertising kind of play for them. So we'll wait to see on that one. But I mean, 1060, 1080. Yeah, I guess you could short this thing into 11. I mean, here's a 20-minute chart. I like this a little bit better. 1120, 1130, maybe 1150. I mean, 12 would be awesome. 12 is what we shorted this day when the collapse was here. We loved that 12 short. But I mean, PrestaShop, let's just see if it makes its profits vanish like those of Wish. So we'll wait to see here what happens. But I think waiting for 1150 makes more sense to me right now until we find out a little bit more. But right now, Corsair just taking out tops right now as well. So that's going to be a good one here on the 1 minute. And we just take that fill there on Corsair. So yeah, we're living life right now. We've already had one-time daily goal as we continue to rip upside. 2 for 2. One here on Corsair, and then AMC still with that dollar win right now, waiting to see how high that one wants to go. So we're going to go 2 for 2 and hit our daily goal before the market opens.
All right, looks like it's a French base. They're primarily focused on Europe specifically, but it is based in France and also Latin America. Here they have 300,000 merchants that will now have direct access to Wish's marketplace. So that's a little bit, I guess, on that e-commerce site. Let's continue along here, guys. We'll have a look at Novavax here. It was up significantly, more than 9% in the pre-market. Yeah, they released their latest efficacy data on their COVID-19 vaccine, both on the variants of concern, as they like to call them, and the ones that are not so much a concern anymore, which they said are the COVID-19 vaccine is 100% effective against, guys.
Yeah, Novavax is the momentum name, I guess, in this space, if you want to call it that. So you can kind of look at the chart and see what's happening here. And there was, a slight consolidation. This is a big move Novavax has been in the last week here. So I kind of feel like it's primed to get some, not necessarily a rollover, but at least some sort of, a consolidation and then maybe a turn. I look right at this like 235 to 240. Which is essentially where the top is in the pre-market, and it stands out if only because there was a fall on May 3rd. You have as well. Now you got yourself a double top, 230. It's 238 in the pre-market, but this level probably a little bit better, that 236. So I like that rollover style idea. If I could get it at 9:30, where you pop up on your good vaccine news, and you take a short in front of that 236 area, 238 if you really like it, and then you just roll into the short. Now it's already gone like 12, 13 bucks, so I'd probably size down on it. To me, it's always a lot better if you catch this one before it's made a big pullback, so you're testing levels like this where you're taking $5, $10 winners, and it's the first time it's done so on any volume in the pre-market. That won't be the case here, but I'll be watching NVAX if it does get a pop into this 233, 234 area in front of that 236. Otherwise, no need to force that trade there on NVAX. The break could be solid. I'd prefer the break if it happened a little bit later on in the day after consolidating lower, shaking some people out. That makes for a cleaner break later on.
Doge 32 cents. Okay, yeah, I don't know if Doge goes here. Ether right now is ripping up as well. Ethereum up to 25.30 right now. Almost, did touch 25.40. Okay, so I was just gonna say on any strength in the, okay, here, I was just watching Wish. It's not doing anything. Any strength in the vaccine area, and I just look for pullbacks in J&J. Like if there's any way this somehow affects Johnson & Johnson's share price, which it's not, I just thought maybe, another vaccine may hit some of these other names. I'm a buyer of Johnson & Johnson on any single dip. I've been long this name for a very, very long time. Catch that yield into the summertime, and it's been a good one. I'm never getting out of this, so it doesn't really matter where we go from here. I just like Johnson & Johnson in this area. NVAX for a trade, it's short. I would short anything on this name. Basically, it's just right now, it's not part of my top lists to look at. I do want to look at NEO. I do want to look at AMD today, but again, like this was just 120 2 weeks ago, so you get a double today. So I think there's definitely worth sell off. We knew that they were going to get approved, and now it comes through. So now we'll just wait to see. Hopefully it's a little bit of a cheaper vaccine, although it doesn't get much cheaper than free. I think Canada's sending 100 million shots out soon. I know the US has 500 million backlogged in shots as well for jabs for the vaccine. So I don't know what this does for the stock, man. I just think this is way overdone. And, without being a scientist or knowing too much about the differences and what this means for hopefully countries that wind up getting this NVAX, I think it's a huge positive for science. But as far as for stock, I'm going to wait and just hold J&J.
All right, let's go to Corsair Gaming. We mentioned it briefly already. Lots of people still coming in, so we'll cover it again here, guys. CRSR up big time here in the pre-market. We saw a mention volume, so mentions on social media sites on Friday jumped 27%. Again, this morning they're higher. So CRSR on the move here.
Look, this is like, again, I talked about this earlier. It's just a no-brainer. Like when you see this on, hopefully you see it on the sticky note, then you see it on our watch list, and then you just know that it's just a huge Wall Street Bets name. It's also on StockTwits. We talked about that. I like to look at Swaggy stocks. It's the #1 name on there, as well as CLNE and then AMC and W. That's all the normal ones. WNC, Workhorse, BlackBerry. Workhorse pretty small on there, so that I'm not really looking at that today. Palantir, but there it is, Corsair. And again, they're just a solid, super solid company. And this is why I sort of equate this to Wendy's. Obviously, we take the break there. Now, we only have a third left. We're not going to be too greedy. I called 42. It went up to 41.91 there. We got out at 41.91. It did break as high as 42.50. We didn't have that break. Hopefully that'll come through. We're out of a third. We're going to get out, guys, if this does come back through 40 and just put all this in our pocket, man. We're long at 39 right now. So, this has been a big trade. We just took out that $3 actually, 39 out, 42. That's $3 off there. There's $1.50 off that. So look, I like the name, but this is why we're getting out. We're into this area now. So just like Wendy's, it broke through the top, the consolidation, but Wendy's had room to breathe. This has already been up here. So there's already been trading happening. You can see some big trading spikes. The last time we were in these areas right here, one of these is on the way down, but some of these right here are on the way up to this area. So 43, 44. If I think the high of this move is probably going to be like, if you got this area here, 44, I mean, I think that'd be pretty incredible if you got that level. So, you know, why not take it out if you're somewhere around here? And that's exactly where we just ripped to, right? That's almost exactly the penny, and I just randomly put that in, so that's 42.70. So I think you're gonna have some resistance up there, so that's why if you go over to the daily, or sorry, the minute, we took that out. So we take a little bit out there, can't believe that run. You always take it out when you get these big spikes in the pre-market, and now we'll wait for that. Let's just check the imbalance locator, as this is a NASDAQ stock, so it's not gonna be on there. Let's just check the New York right here. AMC, ooh, we'll pay some bills with skills maybe. And there's that UWMC as well. And then we will look at NEO. So a couple baggers right now for us, AMC and Corsair. We've already hit our daily goal, but hey man, there's still 10 minutes to go before the market even opens. So this could all change. Don't forget your stop orders, guys.
Yes, definitely don't forget your stop. I actually just adjusted one there because I realized I had an incorrect price on one of them. If this breaks 40.90, I do think you have a decent chance of getting back into that cluster at 40 even and around VWAP. And just noting what happened on this little pullback here, getting right through a pre-market level and then going another 50, 60 cents, I think you have to anticipate. If you have a dip level, maybe push it like 30, 40 cents, thinking it can crest into that level. So if you think 40 is going to go, you're probably sitting there having to accept 39.50, and then if you like this 38 level, you 38.80, you probably have to think about 38.25 as a bit of a floor there, just based on what I'm seeing and the spread that can open up on this stock, Brendo.
A number of little ones at the bottom end of the list this morning. Here's one, ENOB. This is all-time highs for this thing this morning, up big time. The FDA approving potential HIV treatment for the company. So huge move here. This thing, if you go back to Friday, was around $4. We're trading around 12 right now. Big volume actually just coming in the past few minutes here to the upside. So any kind of break back down through 10 would signify this thing's done for the day. But until that happens, look long on ENOB, guys.
And be wary of halts on that stock. It looks like that one could be your, well, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be a halt fest, but it certainly looks like it could be one of those. On this list as well, Medico, MDIA, you're going to see I'm actually in this one to the short side here. It was gapping up significantly higher than the 50% you're going to see. It was up 100% as well, but at 7 o'clock or just after a 7 o'clock ramp, it just sold off heavily and consolidated lower. Anytime I see that sort of pattern, you get the gap up, consolidate a little bit lower, gives you some cover to get into this one. Watch out, it is a bit of a low float there, guys. This is one of those, it's a broadcasting company. They own a couple of radio stations, like a U1 type of play. So I essentially just shorted off of this consolidation in the 30s here. Was able to scalp some out for a quick 25-cent win. I then added when it broke the low at 6 even. I'm sitting in shares now at 603. It's 20 cents in the money as well. So I kind of will move this stop. I'm not going to give it all the way back to like a 650 or a 630 off the open. If it wants to take out, maybe call it like a 610. I'll just get out, bank the profit, and walk away from it. But you know, AMC here is now above that 52.75 area and pushing towards 53.50. So rightfully, there you go. On the rocket ship with the popcorn, with the diamonds on the hands, there goes that ape. And I saw that line in there. It's a small step for AMC, but a large step for Ape Kind. So a giant leap for Ape Kind, I should say. So there you go, guys. It's another move up to like 53. I had 53.5 as another level, and I just sort of come back into that top that we did see on the 9. So just for those of you that weren't paying attention, that didn't see earlier, I'm looking at this level for probably where I would take this out and look to get a new position in on a potential break, and that would take you up towards that cluster like a 56.50. So it's more rinse and repeat action here in AMC. Not back into ride to the short side, but on any pop, I am going to be shorting that name. And I'm laying back on Wish, although I think maybe that level that we saw there, Sean, that 1060 that it went up to, was probably as good as, well, I don't know if it's as good as it could have gotten, but just throwing an offer in there would have worked for you because it turned right around on the Friday lower high that got put in almost on a dime. It's still cresting. I'll hold off on Wish until the open. I feel Lordstown should be weaker today.
Yeah, no, so we're already cashing in. We'll go daps up on this as our day just, I mean, if we had held these trades, we'd be like 2 or 3 times our daily right now. So we'll just watch out. I'll review this in a minute. I just added, if you guys can follow the tweet here, this is the pinned tweet today. So it's already 82. Thank you so much for that. And we just added on to our sticky note there, Wendy's. So if we break 25, I think we have a chance to run a bit right here. So here's a 20 period. Oops, that's Palantir. I did want to give a shout out to you guys about Palantir as well. But here's Wendy's on a break right now. Where's the chart? Oh, come over here. Okay, so here's the chart right here. So this is 25 right here. So, you know, this was the big break. We talked about that break day. We saw 25, and then we ripped to basically 29. We touched 30 almost. Then we get up to 31 in the pre-market, aftermarket, the couple days before. And then since then, it's just been a move down. So let's see if those chicken tendies can hold up here at 25. And then if it does, man, we'll take that. And then we'll see if we get some plum sauce or some honey dipping sauce for those tendies as well. But here goes Corsair, man. This is why you always got to hold on to something, because you never know when this is going to happen. Corsair straight to the moon right now, back up to that 42.50 level. So we just touched it, man. We're getting 5 minutes in. Like, these levels are very, very thin at this side. So we talked about taking it, not afraid to go long. And you know, we like it so much, we take it twice down here. And then now, look, just a big drop to the downside. Now the liquidity's fine, but the price action right now is as if it's very, very illiquid. So just watch out. We just dropped $1, but we got to bring that to everyone's attention, because we just took out, that's $3.50 right there, from 39 up to 42.50, which was the level that we called. We're only holding on to a third, so be very, very careful there. And then AMC touches 53, man. We're long 51.50. I mean, we're going to go dos for dos here on these calls, and we'll just wait to see where we go from here. So I like all of these plays today. I like Coinbase. We can see what that's going to do. We talked about that. Oh, shoot. Oh man, I wish it was down here. Remember when we talked about Coinbase 20 minutes ago, and we were at 229, and I said I liked it? Well, now you're at 231.50, so that should be another $2.50 winner, but we're waiting for 232. Try to stay a little bit disciplined on that one. And then a name that we didn't really get to yet today, that you guys all like, is NEO. Brendan mentioned it to us and gave me the option between NEO and Coinbase. Oh, look, here's a trade I made on Friday. You know, we went long NEO on Friday, 45.50. Was able to get it out here for 30 cents or 25 cents there at 75 before it did absolutely nothing. But I wrote down here that I like NEO. It again is on my list. 46.25 we like there. It's been right here. Has been moving. I think I wrote that. Look long. I don't know. Okay, so it has been moving. Look long. 46.25 right there. That is Friday's high. So we'll see, man. We're not too far away. We do like to play the dip buys in NEO, so who knows how far this one's going to go. But I'll put a bid right around here, man. 45.50. See if we get touched. And then low side, 45.25. But the NASDAQ's coming down. This may give us a good opportunity.
Yeah, that's what I kind of favor that as well. And we talked about, I like 46.50. I think it's splitting hairs on that course. So with this little roll, it's now through that 40.90. So I want to get ready in case there is that pullback we mentioned just briefly a few minutes ago. We do get a break in Workhorse. It just took out 16, so I got 16.05 to the long side. Basically, got about 10 cents in the money before it already pulled back. And that MDIA, that small cap, is still grinding lower here. So I'm only going to add to this position. If it does like a 930 fail at 630, like it pops up, fails at 630, that's the only way I would add into it. I mean, Ride is not even thinking about pushing to the upside. It's consolidating off of this low, this 920 level. Remember, $9, even level is there, 888, the previous low from last week. All those things possibly giving it a bit of a bounce. If it pushes into 10, I want to short it that way. We're getting a chance at an AMC, a potential reload. If you do like it here, it's coming right back in. You watch this pullback. AMC, as it gets towards that 51.50, I mean, kind of hoping it would break 52 there so you can get a shot at 51.50. Of course, it turns 50 cents higher. So AMC still holding above $52 and looking to make that 53 break off the open. I don't like the 930 break on AMC. I can't remember the last time it had worked when you had this kind of a movement. I think the dip buy is usually the way to go when it comes to this name.
Yeah, we're dip buying all the way down to 51. I just got to make sure I have my orders out here. AMC, yeah, 50. Okay, yeah, so that's fine. So that's that NEO trade. I think we'll still take a little bit of it if it does break the top, but I am layered in to come down here a little bit. Again, a little nervous about the market. We are near highs again for the NASDAQ, and we have faded in a little bit here with only a minute and a bit to go. Thank you for joining us, man. We feel like, we are the best live trading TV show out there. We got a mention on CNBC last week, and we put out some more good content for you. I feel like psychological hurdles. We sent those out over the weekend and a few other ones. So you can please, guys, if you're looking for some YouTube content other than live trading, check our site. There's many cool videos up there as well. So, okay, that's that. Coinbase, 232 may break, and we may miss that. And then AMD. AMD's been really solid. We only have 30 seconds to go here, so let's not go too much. But watch AMD through 82, 82.50. You know, we traded this on Friday as well, looking for these dip buys. So we'll look for something similar in this. But right now it's rock and roll time, man. AMC and Corsair.
Yeah, and look, I was gonna get to sends, but there's just so many things at the open that I'll be watching. I don't want to have like half a dozen positions, so I'm not sure I'll be getting into that one. It is on the move, guys, so we are going to be paying attention to it. Corsair's making that bit of a dip here. Miss V is on the bell to start this Fed week, I guess, even though I don't know how much it's going to move the market. Overall, we're basically flat, so I don't know if we're going to need that green shirt today. We got the purple anyways. Miss V, let's bring the countdown down to 0, 2, and 1. Give me the dip. Give me.
Okay, yeah, just writing some messages here. Okay, let's go. AMC right now, yeah, we're looking for dips as well. Downside there. We'll wait to see the market come open, and then we'll see what we can do. So ripping up, so no dip
I guess
there
not.
at all. I mean, if you had 51.80, that's great. We're waiting for basically the same price we already had. So if that comes down, we'll get that. It looks like we may get that chance.
And immediately we'll go with this. Right off the open, 550. Just got some MDI8 out here, guys. So it was a $6 short. We also had it at 630. But the new position, we got a nice little win on that one. AMC now looking like it wants to make a bit of a move here down into that 51.50 range, guys. So I want to have a look at this one. If it can bounce off 51.50, this is where I wanted to reload. Just picked up a few shares here. Now there's a couple levels, quarters here. You can look back. You can look back at 50.75. Sort of pick your own poison. Workhorse. There we go. Walk on water. That just broke 16 quarters. So the long just giving a nice little scalp trade there. And I'm not looking to gift horse in the mouth, and I can't hit the key. But there is 51.50 into 52.75. So quick 70-cent scalp and holding AMC, continuing to push again to 53. This is now the second time it's gotten up here.
Yeah, exactly. And look at Corsair, man. That just ripped up as well, the 43 and change, where we saw that there was some problems. So let's talk about that. Right now, yeah, AMC, a big banger, man. We're still holding on to that one. So let's go, man. Let's tap up for that. Good reload down there. Nice upside move, 53 and change, man. We still got this one. And we got Corsair as well. We're going to put an offer upside on Corsair. Coinbase does touch that. I told you we're not going to take anything until we see what happens. Look at the NASDAQ, man. Puke City right here, despite all of our names going upside. So NEO right now still trying to run as well. 42, no, downside. Oh, where were we sitting on NEO that we missed this?
Where'd it go?
45.56.
Oh,
so we missed it by a dime, and now it's right back to the upside. Let's see if we can pick NEO up on the downside. There goes AMC, man. Diamond Hendos on this one. Let's just keep on going to the upside. No idea where to get out of this one, so we're not going to do it.
I mean, I actually was I was just kind of figuring that one out myself on AMC. Now, remember, we were looking back to this cluster here. It just sort of turned. This was back on the 8th or the 9th. It failed at 53.30. It just got to 71s there. So maybe that 74, if it makes a bit of a turn off, 74, 54, makes a bit of a turn off there. I'll look for another re-entry there. I mean, Workhorse it's a winner, but AMC is the bigger mover by far. I just want to show. Just to give you an idea how much it moved in last week's action, the taking profit at 54 on these 930 plays. I do like banking that profit when you can get it. The reload was good. I'm going to take the turn here if I can catch it. I don't want to chase too far. I'll go ahead and lock it in at 53.30. That last out on the reload there. So quick $1.80, and we'll go powers up for this. I still want to take a shot at a dip buy, but that's a pretty violent move up at 930. If this does not break 54 even, which I'd like for a breakout trade, then I'd wait very, very deep in for any pullback, probably like 52s or view up.
Brendan?
Big mover from Friday, guys. One of the first to pop up here. RCON, you remember this thing just absolutely collapsed from 17.5 all the way down to about $5. We're right at $5 right now, but huge volume spike there at the open for RCON.
Okay, guys, so just looking here, AMC 54 there, just topped off at the high. That looks like that's a decent spot right there. I was going to wait for this 55 area, but why not just take out this 54? I mean, 54.15 just came in. That was a decent low. I mean, 54.50. I think we'll put another offer around 54.50, but right now, man, we're just cruising. I don't have any offers out. This is $3 now, $2.50 now in the money, so we're spitting it out, man. Let's just keep on going to the high side with AMC, man. It's been a great day. Let's just keep on watching that. Corsair does come out. Unfortunately, we took that dollar smooth there on 40 break, so we talked about that. So that was a nice out. Not a nice out. I mean, the best out was up here, obviously, but Corsair straight to the downside. We took our profit, so we're going to go 2 for 2 here and looking to get more money into something. As there goes AMC, as we are now $3 in the money.
And I just picked up my first Corsair trade, and we'll go with this because it was a little bit different. I said maybe allow it to move a little bit further than you anticipate off of that previous level, 39.50. Allow allowed it to come all the way down to 39. I got 18s on the turn. I quickly scalped it some out at 50s here. And then if it holds this level, and this is like 38.75, you start looking back in there, maybe like to add to this position. If we can get back up in towards like 40, 50, 41 area, I think that's a good area to take some more profit off there. So of course there, my first trade, Brendo, what's up, bud?
Square, guys, just popping up here through day highs, 225, broken there on a huge volume spike. Square liking positive moves in Bitcoin.
I knew I forgot one of those breakout trades. I mean, we came to Square and was like 225, 227. If it gives me a shot at 225 on a pullback, I'm going to throw that order in, because every now and then when you miss a breakout trade, the market smiles on you and gives you a pullback and a dip in front of it. So I'll throw my order, just an off chance we get it. AMC is still struggling at that 54. I took the 54 and then immediately got out. I actually had an accidental short that we got out of as well. But we're still consolidating off of this level. And I kind of feel like usually that'll give you one of two opportunities: a deeper pullback into 53, 53 half, something along those lines, where you can buy a dip, or you'll get a secondary break. So I'm going to wait around for that little bit of a dip. 54 ended up not being that great of a trade on a breakout, so I did take out that original long on the dip buy at the open, and I'm now hunting for a dip buy price. And watch out, Workhorse looked good, and of course with AMC turning around right now, this is what happened to Workhorse. Didn't get top because I'm watching AMC, but Workhorse right back to this level here, 1590, which was a previous pre-market high. If it can hold this, fair enough. If it cannot, sorry, just got into more shares here. If it can hold this, fair enough. But if we break below 1575, I'll take this one out. AMC is a bigger mover anyways.
Okay, so Neo is still trying to, I mean, we're still holding on to AMC, so we'll just do one of these and see how high it can go up. We've taken our profits out. We're having a monster day already. So Wendy's, I'm looking at that as well, looking for 25. We'll see if that can come in. Who knows if that does or not. Let's check out Mr. Softy one more time. 257, so it struggled. We were at 258 the other day, and it's been a nice little move to the downside. Watch out for NASDAQ right here. If that can get alive, then, which it may just do that, then a nice little bump up here on Microsoft. 257.40, not a bad spot for Microsoft right here. So we'll go 257.40 long on Softy. If it does come back up to the upside, I do like that play.
Yeah, and just not ignoring that MDIA, by the way, guys. It just looks, look, I'm going to get in some of these shorts sometimes that just sort of slide in the money for you and then do this. $5, however, is holding. It's now held twice. You know, we start this at 640. We short a 6 break, and we're going to have to take some. You get $1 on a $6 stock, you have to take it. It's kind of crazy not to, but I'm going to throw my bid in there now that it's made a bit of a bottom. But also, here comes AMC. Now, this high pre-market was at 53, so I got to look back at a 53 dip. I might have already missed my shot at it there, so I might have to pick some shares up maybe at the quarters just to get back into AMC. I don't want to miss the boat completely, but if 53 doesn't hold, you got to start thinking about, you know, does VWAP break? And then if VWAP goes, it's pretty much all the way back to 51.50 was what I'm getting at here, so I'll quickly say that. 26 has just got the long on a dip buy. See if we can't get even to like 53.75. Quick little 40, 50 cent scalp, and then hopefully a push towards that high of the day again.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I got my order now at 54.50 there for AMC. So if you guys are interested in that play, that's where we're looking. A lot of people, you guys talking about Palantir right now, and what a nice move Palantir's had, man. We will just go, I don't know, we'll just come flying in on this one because we've been calling Palantir for a very, very long time. And yeah, beautiful move. Thanks, guys, for indicating that one. But we're all over Palantir in our long term, but we're not in it today. Nervous about the NASDAQ making that move down, but obviously Palantir doesn't and just continues to go upside. So good trade for that on Palantir. Okay, I see you, AMC. We'll probably get ready to take it out the very top here on AMC, and then we'll wait to see where we go from there. But a nice little reload downside there, 50. You know what? I might just cancel this. I'm going to cancel this offer. We don't need to do that. And then here we go, Microsoft. So new position alert right now. We'll see if we can't spit it out. We're long at 57.40, just like we gave to you. Some high spots, 58 maybe on Microsoft. So there goes AMC now. A nice $2.50 winner, but bouncing around. We'll see if we can retest that high. I think we can and then go higher here. 54.30. Let's go. AMC only 9%. We know it can go a hell of a lot more. And there goes Softy right now. So let's go, man. 57.55. We'll take some out ahead of 75 and put this money in our pocket and go 3 for 3.
And by the way, obviously going to be a good one on the AMC, the reload, but I want to talk about RIDE because I did miss it, guys. Now, there was this push right into like 980. I wanted to short every single pop, but of course, you see AMC going nuts. Now we got into that one. I just got NEO on the 4650 breaks, splitting hairs, 25s, 50s.
What?
I liked it on the daily. So into NEO for the first time. I don't have any short trades on because I just got out of MDIA. I wanted Gates of Hell on ride. It's in a consolidation, and I think if it breaks 960, you can always look back at a 10 short. So I'm just going to go ahead and see if of course, it's SSR, guys, so I can pop on the offer and hope to get a fill there. I just got some 43s. I'll try to get some more and ride, but NEO off to the races as well. Brendo, what's up?
A good start for Tesla here, guys. Just took out 620, I guess it was. That volume came in. Big volume spike at 620 there. Tesla 2.25% already.
Guys, there's that NEO. Unfortunately, I'm super glad Neil has it, but I'm super disappointed that I don't. Like, that was another one we talked about here. I only have one, two, I have 5 ideas on here. Look at this other one, 46.25 long. We talked about that, and I just missed it. Obviously, looking at Softy, I mean, I have no problem with this Softy trade, but again, like NEO, you could use way more shares than you can on Softy, but here goes Softy again. I mean, we'll just hit the winners, man. This is what we're doing all day, every day, and we're going to go 4 for 4, so it's a very, very monster day right now, but the chickens are flying around right here, up to 258 right now, just like we called. I think that's a good spot to get a little bit more out here for 50 cents. We'll do that, but wow, good on you for taking that NEO, man. We're going to wait for it to come back to 46.25, but hey, that was on our watch list, and we just should have smoked that. We would be monstrous if we did, but we did not.
Hey, a good day is a good day either way. Look, we talk about missing trades is because you have those A+ setups and you want to have them, so I'm kind of pissed off at myself at that square because I did like it. If this dips in the, NEO is dipping right now, not if it dips. It just got some out at 70s in front of 3/4. You know that's what we're going to do. But I look back to that 46.25, that pre-market level. So I liked it on the daily at 46.50, but that pre-market high, I like dip buys in front of pre-market levels like that. So just pick some shares up there, as I say it, in front of 46.25. If we can hold that area, hopefully we can scalp like 30, 40 cents off before any kind of a fresh high. Now AMC, the other name, I didn't get anything at 54 there. All I got was this scalp trade from 53 into like 53.6. Here comes the bigger flush. So I still actually hold some of these 53.26s, about a quarter of that left. And I said maybe back to 51.50. This looks like it is a move into 51.50, guys, and NEO pulling back as well. So this is why you scalp some profit off and then look for that deeper retracement. If 51.50 is going to hold, might want to start something at 52 even, just see if I can get a quick bounce.
Okay. Yeah, so we finally get our NEO. So there it is. So coming right back in for us. So that's a good trade. But you know what? Now we just chilling out because you can see what Microsoft is doing right now for us. A beautiful move right back to the upside, man. Like, you know, when I'm into these trades, that these are trades that I really, really like, man. Like Microsoft, we love that trade. We love that Corsair trade. We love, well, we'll see. We loved that NEO break, which gave you 40, 50 cents to the upside there. And then so here's a Microsoft trade again. Bang that one. We'll get out. And if we're going to be wrong now, we'll get out where we are wrong. So we'll get out at 257.50 here if we're wrong on this one because we've already put this in our pocket. And there's the reload, man, on NEO. So we got the price we want, man. 46.28. Give it to us, Brendo.
Positive analyst note here. Looks like on Upstart this morning, guys. UPST. Big volume off the open as well, trying to hold some levels, 120, 130 on the daily chart. But very, very positive start for UPST.
And we'll go again with a little AMC action. Talked about that bid off of like 52. Caught some at 52.20s there. Quickly scalped out like 40 cents. And I'm still, we're getting in. We're taking that 20 to 40 cent win if we can. 50 would be even better. If we get a consolidation off of this low, I think that's when you can start more aggressively playing the range while trying to maintain a core position. Doing the same thing in NEO. I did get into ride, so there is a short on the board here. You should see. I did get Lordstown on that consolidation. 943. It did spike up to 58. And yeah, I probably missed a chance to get some more shares to the short side. So I want something as the market's going to the downside. And it looks like Lordstown is going to be it for me for the short trades because I can't seem to get back into that MDIA, which just absolutely cratered itself.
Okay, yeah, we're averaging in now to AMC right here, so we'll take a couple more longs right now on this downside there. And then,
here goes NEO.
I mean, here goes NEO, man. Let's go. Like, that's what we're talking about. We sit in the weeds there because we do miss it, man. We sit in the weeds, and then we like it so much twice. In at 32, then in at a level that we like, 26, and then bang it to the upside. So now we are going to go 4 for 4 for sure on that one. Microsoft, nothing but love to the upside as well. 257, we are going to get out if it does break back down below this. Basically 257, like this kind of bottom here, 257.30. I'm not turning winners into losers. We talked about that all the time. And let's just wait to see what AMC wants to do now off that little pickup. It does go back to VWAP 53. I'm still waiting for a little bit higher than that. Let's see if we can get some 53.20s or so. But VWAP is looking pretty nice at 52.87.
Oh, I'm going to kick myself for this one. Gates of hell action for NVAX. There's that flush. Now, I thought we'd short a pop, and that's what we're looking for. I should just cancel my order. It was around that 232 mark. It goes to 230 and no farther, guys. So NVAX, sell the news, as always, on these vaccine plays when you get a chance to do so. AMC, I mean, kind of slowing down at least a little bit. But you know, I kind of hope we'd press into VWAP, take some out at 53, and then we'd be able to get some shares a little bit lower here in front of 51.75. So the first part of that hasn't happened, so I'm going to hold off on any buying until we get down to maybe 51.50, guys. And then over back on NEO, guys. I mean, NEO continues to push to the downside, so we get a scalp win, we buy a dip, we get this scalp win, and then it touches 50, and then another harsh reversal. Well, now this is off of 56 in VWAP, so you can probably figure out what's going to happen here. Another little bit of a reload. If I can get another little push in for a 15-cent win, 15 to 20 cent of a move, I'll go ahead and do that. It's one of those, like, try to have a core position, but then also try to scalp some out there. AMC finally making that break past 52.50. Got to take some profit off so I can buy the next dip. Brenda, what's up?
Heads up on Ride, guys. There's a huge bid that showed up there right at day lows, essentially around 9:30. 100,000 on the bid there for Ride.
Good luck.
Yep, good one there, Brendo. Okay, so yeah, NEO, we have no worries about that one. We did take some AMC off, as we said we would, right here at VWAP. So now we'll hold the rest again, man, to go long. We've just been crushing AMC here, holding it. Neil's had obviously some great reloads as well. So no matter how you skin this cat today, it's been skinned, that's for sure. So we'll just continue to watch that one. NEO, I mean, that was a good out. We still have shares, so obviously we don't think it was a great out. We're going to see if we can get a little bit better of an out now. If we can get to the upside here, 46.70 would be a nice out. I mean, this is well in the money, so absolutely nothing to worry about from my side. But you know, we are waiting for this to get a little bit higher. Even maybe right now might be a decent spot to take a little bit out here on NEO and just enjoy this ride up. Sometimes you got to take out some profits in order to reload it. So good little move upside for NEO. It's right here, right now, guys. That's that break we talked about. Let's get another piece off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not terribly concerned about that ride bid, but I mean, there's at least a little sum there. I might have to take like a 15, 20 cent scalp on that ride, given that size bid in there, and I'm shorting a little bit close to that low. Now, NEO is the second time, exact same price, 46.50. I'm going to scalp that out every single time. So we talked about the dip both times through. If it cannot put in a break, guys, I tend not to want to be jumping right back in at VWAP just in case it goes a little bit deeper. I'd want to see it bounce first, not catch it on the way down, but on the way up at this point. And AMC, there we go. I'm only hitting one key here for AMC. We finally get through that 53, but we're trying to hold VWAP. If this can hold upside of VWAP here, I think that's when we get that 54 test. I'm still going to favor covering and then taking breaks through the top because aftermarket, I kind of like those breakouts for scalp trades, and you can hold the rest of your position. So AMC long, NEO long, Ride short. That's Lordstown, of course, and I never did get into Wish, but I mean, if you had to the short side, that would have worked well too. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter whether you want to go Lordstown, which is now getting towards that bottom. And as Brendan mentioned, and thank you, Brendan, for pointing that one out, I'm going to take some out in front of the low of the day. I wasn't going to do that until I got wind of that bid stacking up a little bit there. And there has been some buy support on that's Neil on Lordstown. If it gets through the low, fantastic. But I got to make sure I scalp something off here because of that bid.
Guys, money flying everywhere. Good trades over there. And then look at this trade. Like, again, we missed that. Like, this is not. This is the last time I'm going to show the sticky note. But look at the ideas we have on here. AMC 51.50. Enough said. Workhorse. Well, look what Neil's been trading that. Coin. Look at that 232 break. Okay, Coinbase touched 236. NEO 46.25. We're still long that one in the money 50 cents. Corsair 40 break. We took $3 on that. Microsoft's on the list. Okay. Microsoft right now, $1 in the money, Microsoft. That's a banger. NEO doesn't look any sweeter than this one. That's been a banger. Throw the hot dogs up for that. AMC, guys. We'll just keep on doing some AMC love as well. We'll ride those apes back, forth, and around. So right now we're going to go 3 for 3. We're 4 for 4 on our trades today. And I missed. Like, I left so much money on the table today. It's pretty ridiculous. But hey, that happens every day as AMC now $1. I have 2 stocks $1 in the money. Give it to them, Brent.
Another one popping up here, guys. Brooklyn Therapeutics, if you remember, BTX gave you a nice short squeeze, to say the least, way back in April. This thing got up to 85. But there's this news. They picked up this Novalis Therapeutics for $125 million. So watch out for BTX moving, guys.
And good look there, BTX on the move. Brooklyn, as you say, Brooklyn Zoo. ENOB, another mover, 170%. Like imagine a stock being up 170%, and it's maybe not even the most exciting thing trading yet. It is. Look at that tight range. And I'm looking at this 1080, stay with a 1075, where this broke out at 9 o'clock. It has not been able to hold through a 13 break, so I'm staring you in the face, 1075, but that breaks down. I'm going to take it short. We had to pay a bit. I think it was like 18 cents a share for this in terms of locates. I'm not sure everyone can get locates on this name, but the volume is absolutely fantastic. So current 13 high, I'm looking 1075 on the breakdown. And AMC, it looks like we just turned around. Maybe I should have taken this profit here. I don't know. It was just up at that 53.50 area. I was trying to hold, I just mentioned you guys, was trying to hold for like closer to 54, and here comes another dip. I will buy this dip as well as we get back down into that 52 range. That looks like a good buying opportunity. So we'll keep rinsing and repeating that one. As long as AMC wants to play this game, we're putting in these higher lows. I want to grind towards that long side trade. And NEO, maybe not moving quite as rapidly, but certainly holding VWAP. One dip into VWAP here. I kind of don't want to be taking more shares out at 46.50, but if it fails that again, you got a wick high off of 46.75, and then now we're failing a quarter lower. So if we do get consolidation here, I would take a little bit more off, grab that 30 to 40 cents, and hold the rest of that core position in NIO. Both longs look good, but hey, no one ever went broke taking profit, and watch out that ride. I mean, I feel like the short should have been easy on this one. But this latest one, pre-market was fantastic, but the one since the open, doing nothing for me. Miss V at the big screen.
Hey Neil, Enerchain Biosciences is up more than 160%. Could you give us a quick review on ENOB stock?
13 tops. I'm shorting 1075 here. It is ridiculously thin, guys. Even though volume is huge, a lot of dark pools going off on this one, and the spread is opening up sometimes 5, 10 pennies, so do watch your stop levels there. But I'm going 1075 short if it makes a breakdown at this price level. And if it rolls into 13, it is sort of gearing up that it's got another break in it at 13. And I would watch out for halts. If you don't want to get caught in the volatility halts, then make sure you take that profit off for that quick 10% move. Otherwise, if your plan is to hold, knock yourself out. This stock is still churning through volume, and the offer is thin enough that I feel like if it takes out the top, there will be some people that are day traders that are shorting in front of that 13 high based on the fact that we're able to get locates. I'm not one of them, and I won't be unless it breaks down, but I'm sure there will be some in front of 13.
Just telling my wife that I love her and that she is super, super gorgeous. So there you go. Yes, I do love you, and thank you for watching as per usual. Microsoft right now up $1.20 and still making moves to that upside, man. I mean, 258, 256, and still running. So Microsoft right now, I'm just enjoying these trades that we do have on board. Neil's come back in. We emptied it out. This is what we're talking about, days high. We still have a third of it. So if it does come back down through, again, I'm not letting these trades turn against us. So if we break through 46 here, we're going to be gone on NIO, but I don't mind it. And then AMC, I'm still waiting for. We got a nice out there at VWAP, but we are going to wait for a little bit more downside here on a reload. But man, we're enjoying our day. 2 times daily goal hit, but we are at 1 times at 920. Microsoft takes us over the edge there as well. What's up, Beep?
Just saw GE pop up here, guys. Went green to red. We were up nicely in the pre-market, but quickly went red there off the open. The CEO making comments in relation to a new Boeing project or a potential new Boeing project, saying if a new jet project is offered, they will compete strongly to be on the board. Not entirely sure that was the cause here, but that was exactly when this sell-off came in. So some sell volume so far on GE.
There'll be a value in there if you catch it at some point, but I want to have a look at that one for sure if we get a chance. Now, pullback happening again in AMC. Now, this time, we weren't able to get any shares out at that 52.50 range, but here comes that dip. Now, remember at the open, we had the break 51.50. We had the dip by 51.50 again, so leave some. This is why you scalp profit out. Leave yourself some room. If this level holds one more time, I'm going to start. There we go. It actually just held one time there, so I'll grab some shares. Now, if it immediately breaks this, I do want to trim off 51.50. This is the 3rd time playing the same price level, so they can say 3rd time is the charm, but 3rd time everyone's looking at it as well, so you don't want to necessarily have it break down right in front of your face because there's that 50 defense, and I would even say back down to 49.60. So I will try to scalp some off where we're previously taking longs in that 52.25 range. I think that dip buy, the bag holders are going to get some shares out, so when you buy down here, you want to make sure you're taking some profit on AMC in this price range. So I'm going to go ahead and do that a couple times if I can. hold some more for 52.50, hold some more for 53.50, and then continue to buy the dips. Now, we got pretty fortunate for now, so that one worked in AMC. We got pretty fortunate in NEO holding that 46, but I'm not sure this is going to hold up there, Sean. It just bounced off at one time. I feel like the second time it's going to take this one out. It's a little bit easier, and I feel safer. Well, I don't know about safer, but I feel a little more confident buying the dips in AMC, despite the way the chart looks. The liquidity on the buy side when it bounces a little bit better than when NEO has done it. There's another one in AMC here, so it's like break, dip buy, dip buy, dip buy, dip buy, dip buy, and then get some out in front of VWAP, which I should be doing instead of just sitting there pointing at my chart.
Yeah, we're walking on water, man. We liked it so much as well. Bang, bang. Look at these prices, man. 51.70, 51.50, like 51.64, sorry. Bang, man, like big. I mean, the day is just, you know what, honestly, guys, I don't even know what to say anymore. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4 for 4 with reloads included, man. Here's a NEO reload as well on the downside. I'm just realizing that. Let's take some out there at 17 off of an 06 long. Like, I mean, I could just put these up like on Twitter today. These are not, and again, you know, there's some traders will take trades, that's fine, to lose. There's nothing wrong with losing, but the kind of streak that we're on right now, bang, bang, everything is just happening for us. I did get out though, so this is the one trade here. I was very, very shady on getting out of this. I wasn't sure if I wanted to or not, but Microsoft there on this NASDAQ move down. It does break 258, so we get out on the 258 break and then put in, how much was that, our last little bit there, 88 cents? No, sorry, that was NEO, that was AMC, 88-cent winner there. Yeah, 54 cents there on the last bit of Microsoft. So out, out, out. So, I mean, look, whenever you buy here and sell up here, it's great, but we did let that 258.50 go. We should have, I mean, look, it's the pre-market high. We should have acknowledged that. Obviously, NASDAQ was running, so there, you know, there was a potential there. And it looks like it does bounce right off VWAP there. Should have held it out. So this is the one thing that I was a little nervous about. But again, we're long NEO, we're long AMC. I'm reloading AMC as that's happening down there for Microsoft. So I had to let the order just do its thing. But that's a nice little win there again for AMC to the high side. So, hey, man, I don't need to get out of these. The money's in the pocket, but you may want to. AMC is struggling to make new highs every time. Like there's the first high, there's the second high. So, you know, lower highs, guys, you know what that means. So bang, bang, the next lower high, you know, if you chart it out, 1 year, should be right around here, right around VWAP. So 52.60, 52.50 is not a horrible out with, like Neil said, try to hold something. So you do have something to last you guys for a trade. Bang, there it is. You don't have any bangs on today, so we'll just go ride the ape, and then, yeah, we'll keep on watching this go to the high side. There's another NEO win, man. We talked about that. Like, this is what happens when you believe in something, you reload it, and here's the one we're looking for. Let's go.
Yeah, and AMC, look, it's going to make a nice little move here, and of course, I did take some out, but Ride finally broke the low of the day, so I did say I would take some out in front of that 920 because it was that buyer that Brennan mentioned. It just broke that low of the day, so I added to that position, was able to get shares despite the fact that it short sell restricted. I'm gonna put bids in front of that 9 even, and then don't forget 888 was that low when the news did come in, but the going concern concerns. Yeah, okay, that was a good one, Neil. The fact that AMC is not getting through VWAP, if it doesn't do so on this move, it would make a lot of sense to me that if you look at that 51.50, if that does not hold, I'm looking at 50 even, and you know that's going to be a dip buy. So 100% will I take shares off and look for a bigger low to get at 50? Definitely. NEO never seemed quite as good, but it has made a bit of a bounce here. I do not want to let this one turn into a losing trade. 46 is held, so I'm going to wait until it gets down to 46 again. So I don't want to be buying at 46.15 or a VWAP. I want to be buying at the absolute bottom like we're able to do here on this move.
Okay, so you guys want to check out Corsair? No problem. Let's do that. 39 break is good. Yeah, so right there, I love that 39 break. Anybody that reloaded up here, I feel bad that I forgot. Not forgot, we've just been busy crushing these things, man. Look at AMC. Bye-bye. See ya, AMC. Like, F yeah, man. Spin it around. Yeah, let's go, man. Like, getting out on those patios, Brendo, really rejuvenated us here a little bit. That's not true. I'm always have this energy, but good little day here. Now we're just motivated to make more money. So let's go. This 39 level looks good, guys. So if you have anything there, I like this protection back on the downside. It comes right into these levels that we protected, or that we were talking about protecting, 37, and then it bounces. Thank you so much for the attention to this stock, guys. You guys, I mean, the trading family there, absolutely monstrous on this call. 37.50, you guys called that right back there. good pickups. I wish I would have looked at that. Good pickup there. Let's take a 39 break on Corsair. Definitely liking that one. But look what we're doing right now, man. We're $1 in the money right here. So Timur, if you're here, there's some black backflips for you as you like that. As we get right back to VWAP there, that's not a bad out. But I told you, we keep on making higher highs. So maybe 53 is a good spot there for that name. And then Neo, like we did it again on Neo. So that's a hot dog cannon for sure, as we're going to go 4 for 4 in all our monsters, guys. So hopefully you're enjoying the show so far. And I like that Corsair through 39. It's coming right now.
Yeah, and just got that ENOB, by the way, guys. So we talked about it. Of course, it does make that breakdown. Look at that 1250. So it doesn't break 13. Obviously, that was going to be an area of concern, I think, for anybody looking at that high. But it's got so much room. It's a $4.40 stock before. So do tread. I'm not saying tread lightly, but understand you're not risking 10, 15 pennies when you get into this stock. You're talking about 50 cents to $1 on the tighter end, and then maybe even a little bit more than that. So if it gets towards, ignore these dark wick pools, these dark wicks, it gets about $1 in the money. That's your first area for target to get out and maybe look for a 10 break. So on the way down to that, stands obviously 10 even and 965 here, guys, on ENOB first time in. If it does break back above like 1125, I'd probably look to exit and then play off of like a 1250 area. It's already 10 o'clock, despite all of this activity and like 80 fills for me, which is crazy. You guys are ready for Brendan and happening now.
Hey guys, yeah, just like that, 10 o'clock. Let's have a quick look here at what is happening at this point. The S&P has gone red ever so slightly, 0.15. The Dow as well, 0.4 to the downside. It's tech stocks leading once again, 0.2 for both the NASDAQ Composite and the 100 at this point. The Russell is in positive territory as well, 0.32% at 10 o'clock. Here in Toronto, we're dead flat on the TSX. A couple of things we were looking at if you joined us in the pre-market this morning. Yeah, much to do about nothing really for Workhorse. They tested 1640 back to about 1520 right now. We're still in that afternoon range from Friday's session. Riot and Mara are the ones actually leading as far as crypto stocks are concerned. Both up big time, yeah, 15-16% after holding higher in the pre-market there. 34 to 36 for that one, guys.
All right, so we're still on AMC. I was debating right now. I should have took that out again, man. 52.80. I mean, that's a nice little high right there. It's coming up right now. So here comes 53. So, I mean, I'm just debating getting some of this out. Like, we already have another $1 winner on for this one. So that's been a big trade for us. Neo now back to day's high again. 46.50, like bang, bang. Nice little reload on that one. And then we did take the Corsair break down through 39. So we are going to have to average into this one, maybe 38.25. I'm still going to give this to the bottom. Look, this could be our first loser on board. It's fine. We're never going to lose what we gave. So we got to, or what we made. So we're going to have to wait for that to come back in a little bit. Normally, I mean, I don't like the average in right now. Remember, this stock is moving like crazy. So you don't need to average in at like all the normal prices that maybe you would. You got to give it a little bit more room. So I think down here is a good spot, man. 38.30 to average into this one. And then we're going to get out if it does break this low of 37.50. So watch out for that one. AMC, $1 in the money. Neo still running. Corsair, the only name that's a problem.
And we'll power up, and well, I guess it's power down on Lordstown because oh my lord, down towards 9 even. I think it's going to get a 9 break. Remember, 888 is that low. We already talked about it, so we took a 920 break. We shorted this one back at 943. Not the time. Actually, was that even at 943? Almost at 943. I shorted 943. We shorted it in the pre-market as well. It continues to absolutely flutter, so I just got some out at 905. That's my area code, guys. If 9 breaks, I'm going to add to the position on a 9 break. I'm going to take an 888. But here comes AMC. Here comes 53 on AMC. I'm trying to hold out on this one for like 53.50, but that seems like it could be greedy at this point.
No, it's not. It's not greedy at all. I think it's going to go again here right now. Up to 53.20 and change. We just took some out at VWAP there. We're going to go long again right here on this break. So here we go. We're going to go long again on AMC break to the upside. There we go. We go long again, 53.40. So, man, this has been just a monster day, guys. Let's just keep on going now to the upside, 53.60, 53.70. Let's see where we go. Do we retest these highs of 54.20, 54.15? There could be some resistance. That was a big blow number right there, like right through 53. So, nice move upside. 53.80 was the high, man. We're long again at 53.40.
Yeah, I look at this cluster like 52.25 into VWAP here. Looks like the next little dip buy for me. I don't know if I want to wait for 51.50, so I did get 51.50s. I guess it wasn't greedy to go ahead and do that. ENOB, guys. Look, if I told you guys, oh yeah, I short off a 13 even, take that 12, whatever, it would have worked out for you. I waited for the break, was able to add to that position a little bit here, guys, slightly at 1080 or so I got, well, 1070s, 1068 ends up being my price. Takes them out in front of 10 even, like I mentioned I would, and then if it gets down to that 960 cluster, and this is like pre-market levels here at 911, and then to 960, so somewhere in that price range, I'm looking for the next little dip. I will take it out somewhere in that range, likely in front of 9.25, but I want to have that order out and ready to go. NEO here, and we said, despite how the chart looked, that AMC felt better than NEO, but still holding up at view up. I'm not buying more until it gets to 46, so it's sort of 46 or bust for me. I got 46.14 to the long side, and AMC might not give you that dip buy. If it consolidates and breaks from here, we could be talking about a top end move, so like a 54.50 breakout, which that's not always the best break because you're scalping it right into that even $5.55 range. So I prefer this dip buy. Clearly, you can tell I prefer the dip buy, so we'll go with that on AMC. Brenda, what's up, bud?
Another one that we were looking at end of last week, guys, this NOVN starting to go again. You remember this thing had a huge day on Friday, going from about 9 all the way up to 18. So it just took out that high on huge volume as well, guys. NOVN.
Okay, so we tried Corsair again, and it fell down through that 37. So there goes 36. So this thing's failing. So again, try. You guys called that one. I liked that level there at 37, but now that you saw it and it went, so you got to get out for sure on that one. There goes AMC, man. We'll take another 50-cent win on that, and then just keep on going, like long. Now let's see if we take out the day's high there for yet again another one on this, guys. And then thanks for the alert there on Palantir. As we'll watch Palantir now, we'll take some out here. We'll like to take some more out here if we can at 63, let alone 64. So now we'll go to the upside here on PLTR. A nice little bid long. There we go. I got some 63s there. Long at 56. Right now. So nice little bids there. Palantir does come back down to 24.50. We'll see if it can hold. But on this NASDAQ move down, man, we reloaded, and then now we get a nice little move. I mean, it's crazy to take this much out of Palantir. Like, normally we would want to get a lot more out of this one. I think we can hold out for VWAP, but for right now, it's coming back down. It's scaring me because of the NASDAQ. So that's really the only reason that we're looking at this. But there goes AMC, man, right back to day's high. And we still held on to it. So those are some diamond hands right there, I think. If we held on all the way back to day's high, maybe we just get this out, but we're long right now, 53.40, $1 plus in the money.
And I love these pre-market levels because Corsair, the second you mentioned, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Corsair right back to this pivot. It was at 7 o'clock. They tried to break of this 36.75 area, broke up to 37.5, held twice again at 36.75, 50 to 75. So it dips down to that price. That's a good place to buy the dip. I got 88s in front of that 3/4 mark. Already scalped some out in front of what was the low at 37.50, and then I'll look in this cluster here about 38.50 or so to try and take like what will be like $1.50. I tried a couple of dip buys here, muted success. The first one, we were able to take a quick scalp out. The next one was losing trade. This looks a heck of a lot better on the dip buy. And that ENOB now below $10, guys, so about 70 cents in the money and still falling. Brendan?
This Wrapped Therapeutics just popping back up on volume, trying to take out 34 again. That was that level right before the open there, guys, 34 that ended up breaking to the downside. But back higher now again, 85% again for Wrapped.
Okay, well, HYLN, I guess, is what you're talking about, Glenn here. Hylon, so we can find out more about that.
Really?
What's going on with that? Yeah, we won't talk about the people involved here, but we'll look at that stock for you. Hylon, Brendan, HYLON.
It's killing on, right?
Have we talked about that yet? I don't know. Yeah, okay, it's EV. Okay, yeah, so we'll find out more about exactly what's going on with that one. There goes AMC up. We'll look at that in a minute. There goes AMC right now, guys, and we're still on this as it just continues to go to the upside. So a nice little long here on AMC, man. We're just monstrous here. The only stock that did fall against us was this Corsair. We got out there, which is fine. We tried it. It does dip down. It does give you that reload back there to 37.74 on the short if you did like it. But right now, NEO, 35 cents in the money, and AMC $1.40 now, $1.50 now in the money as we still hold on to that one. So a big trade here on AMC, guys, and a big trade, not a big trade, sorry. I was hoping for a big trade on Palantir, and we'll see. We just got a nice little reload there at 50. So now we go to the upside. Our average price is 54. So Palantir, man, the damage is being done right now on this name. 12 cents in the money, 13 cents in the money off this reload, guys.
And look, I'm going to be watching that wrapped off the open, but that 54.50 break, I took that back into AMC, scalped some out there, just watching wrap because I want to have a plan of action. It's right at this 34.40 mark. Right. Now, if it opens up on after this halt trade and cannot break 35, I would kind of like it to that short end trade off of that 35. If it immediately busts to the upside, I'm watching that double top at 40 for a bit of an entry on wrap. But the story right now, the story continues to be AMC, so it doesn't matter how you want to package it. There's been all kinds of trades here. I've made now 30 executions. Now, remember I said it could be a bit of a trap at a 55 when you take that 54.50 break, so I scalped some out in the middle of that range. Now I want to see if I can't hold through a 55 break, and if it does give you a dip, I'd probably look at 54.20 or so in front of 54 even. So you anticipate that 55 might run into trouble, take some profit, and then look to see if you can't continue to buy the dip. But here, I wouldn't chase it. If I get 54 like 15s, I'd probably cover on the south side of 54, look for that VWAP bounce, guys. You can be plenty active because the volume is tremendous on AMC, which we knew it would be certainly today. Just coming back over to that ENOB, right at that 10 mark. So it was a good idea to take some profit out. It's sort of holding like 985, 10 even. I'm bidding down in that cluster I talked about, like 910 to 960. So another leg down in the ENOB will continue to be a good win. Riot, on the other hand, is back above $9. So that's actually 10 cents out of the money. Of course, it would be Lordstown. That's not even as good after the open, after the great win in the pre-market.
All right, guys, we're just tweeting this out about AMC as it just continues to be strong, man, like up 10% now. Remember I said like 8% didn't really seem like that high, up to 55 right now and still rocking. Palantir still rocking as well. I mean, we've got a decent position on here. So I guess we could think about getting some out. I do have some offers even higher than this, of course, at 65 and whatnot. So we'll just keep on getting this out, man. This is how we trade Palantir, as we are at the highest spot we've been at all day, man. 67 cents now. Look at NEO. You want to talk about a winner, man. Sometimes you got to have some of these. Here we go, 75 cents in the money on NIO, Brando.
Just saw this one as well, guys. Netflix day highs here, 1.5% for NFLX. Hasn't done much for months. That e-commerce site they announced last week is live apparently today. Netflix Shops. So nice day for Netflix.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I just got a bit of a reload here again. Trying to stay active in AMC. We scalped some out. We talked about buying that dip in front of 54. So let it crest into that range. If it gets back to that 54.50 high, I'd probably take a little bit more out there and in front of that 55 as well. Going to go over to that. I did get Corsair, and it looked like it was going to be all systems go off that pre-market level at 7 a.m. It's now holding 37.50, so it's running out of a little bit of steam. But if it breaks this 60 to the upside, I think you're going to get another dollar move. Could fail at VWAP. That's why I want to take it out in front of that price. But Corsair, not necessarily done in the day. And Sean just mentioned NEO, of course, still holding on to that one. It's Ride that's bothering me a little bit here. Is again, there goes AMC. So you can go apes and popcorn and everything you want, the rocket ship to the upside. Still a downward trend in Ride, and I've not been shorting these pops, which is kind of crazy. I got to get on that party. If it comes to like a 925, I will reload in that name. The thing is, these longs have just been so much better. Like, you're essentially buying breaks and dips and then just taking profit all over the place in AMC, and I can't do that if I'm not throwing an order out there. So I said I would take some out if it got above 54.50 again. We scalped some out. Now we're looking for the second break of 55. The first time we talked about it being a potential trap. The second time, if it takes 55.05, I'll go long there. It was a monster bid there a second ago. 150,000 shares was just on the bid at AMC that I just saw. I'm not sure if it's still there now, but I just saw a big buyer around that 54.50 mark. It might have got filled. Not sure if it pulled.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's the thing. You always have to look at that, guys. Where are these orders? What's going on? That 55 is a pretty sweet level right there. So we'll watch out for that. What's been really good today, man, has just been our sheet here. AMC long through 51. Workhorse, we talked about that 18 top. We'll look at that in a minute. The Coinbase 232. What is Coinbase even at right now? Coinbase 232. Okay, so right here. So that does go up to 250, 236. Now bouncing around. Maybe we'll look at Coinbase right now again. NEO 46.25. I don't need to talk about that right now. That's $1 in the money. And we're still long. We're long at actually a fantastic price on NEO, as we'll just keep going upside. And then Corsair, we took that 40 break, man. We talked about its media, social media, and gaming. And then AMD, Tesla, and Microsoft also on our watch. And you guys have seen what we did here with Softy. So let's just go back and have a look quickly where it's at. Good out there, man. Remember we were questioning our out there on Microsoft? But again, like when you have your rules, it does break through there. We were nervous about NASDAQ coming off. But right now we're back into some of these lows. So let's revisit. It's only 10:13, so there's lots of opportunity to get into a few more shares here. We're just scalping out of Palantir. That's actually been super profitable, man. Well, every stock today, so has been pretty good. So we'll wait for that. We'll go 5 for 5 today. And was that a trap there, Neil? What was
it's
that?
not a trap. AMC, look, remember we said 55 could be a trap the first time through, buy the dip on it. So 55 goes to 55.03. We buy the dip, we scalp it off, and we say the second time we're going to take that long break. We take the 55 long break, immediately taking some out in front of 55.30. So this is why we're sort of talking you through exactly what the plan of action is in a stock like AMC, because it's doing 65 million shares. We got active trades, something like 35 fills now on this thing, and it's basically all, except for one little short trade by accident, all longs. You can buy breaks, you can buy dips, you can hold it if you want to. All kinds of ways to make money here. We're active, so you know we're going to be in and out a lot here. Now 55.50 AMC. Unbelievable. Brendo?
Another one to look at here, guys. EQOS was reminding myself. It had a nice little ramp into the close on Friday. 15.5% again today. There is crypto exposure here. It's a Chinese fintech company, but EQOS big volume at day highs currently.
All right, thank you to Carl here, just responding to you about the sticky note there on Twitter. Here, he just really likes it. So he says, thanks for the sticky note. I'll just go there, and we'll go fire as well. You're welcome, Carl, for that one. But we got to trade. So I just want to keep you guys engaged as much as I can. Okay, there's Palantir, guys. Let's just take this out. Oops, that was a keystroke error. Let's take this out right now. Some more out at, we just missed that 72 bid or offer there. So damn it. It just went upside. Do I chase this down a little bit? I just like to scalp this out. So when you see me getting out piece by piece here on Palantir and various names, it's just, or not various names, but Palantir really, like that spike up, we're just playing it off the NASDAQ, man. Like if we get back to 25, that's great for sure. We're holding this big time in our accounts. You guys know that, but just for a scalp trade, you know, I don't really want to dance with the NASDAQ too much at this level. So there goes. We'll take another piece out at 70. And then you know what? I'll cancel my 72s. Let's wait for here now. 79s, 80s, something like that. If it does rip, it rips. We want to be part of that one. NEO still $1.03 in the money. And then AMC, we're still all over that one, man. 55.50 was a great top there, but we're still long. So we're still long 53.40 right now. So we'll just send those apes to the moon right now. As again, like I keep saying I'm going to clean this up, but right now we'll just jam on some tunes and watch our AMC just continue to go to the upside right now. 55.50, man. What a big day.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a Neo key, but we'll go arrows up. I actually just got out of mine, guys, so I'm done my Neo trade. It got to 47.25. Installed out there, consolidates lower off a level like that on a parabolic move. A lot of times that's what I'm going to want to cover. You can always, usually, I'm going to try to take a breakdown trade. If it pulls back into this level here, like 46.75, I would get in. Then you see if it can take out this 47.25 area a second time, which it's having trouble doing. But AMC, remember we talked about that scalp trade on the 55 break. Now it looks like it's going to do that other pullback. So at some point, I think there's going to be a deeper pullback. But until this stops working, I want to keep on sort of rinsing and repeating. I'm looking like 54, 35-ish. That price range looks pretty good. And then CRSR, that is right. Corsair, I should just say, before I jumble that one up. It did make that break of 37.60. Could not get through 38. So I really thought it would be easy peasy. It would give you that $1 to $1.50 off that move. Looks like it's reversing. I will take this out. If it breaks 36.50, I'm gonzo from this stock. So the dip by okay, but not nearly as good as I thought it was going to be here in Corsair.
Yeah, no, I want to go long Corsair as well, but it's going to have to break through 38 is going to be my call on that one. So we did dump out of Corsair a little bit there. So we are going to have to wait for 30s. Yeah, there's the 38 right there. So pretty clear again for me, pretty easy on that break there for Corsair. Ethereum Grayscale has been pretty good as it continues to rip up right now. We are long right here on just playing off VWAP right here. So Ethereum's starting to go up side a little bit now. There goes Neo, there goes Palantir. Now Palantir 24 cents in the money, so obviously loving life on that name today. So loving Palantir, loving Neo, and then we're gonna hopefully we can get back into Corsair. But right now AMC still that $1.40 plus in the money and still making moves to the upside. So we're absolutely monstrous today, guys. Now we're 3 times daily goal with this Palantir move, with this Ether move, with this AMC move, with this Neo move. Yeah, so it's just been a monster day. Let's go. This is that 46.25 break that we talked about, guys. Welcome to $1 in the money.
Yeah, and still watching at AMC, but this RAPT doesn't give you that setup that I want. It takes out that 35 pretty much immediately after that reopen. Now it's starting to fade off. Now, it never got to this 40 level. Like, I'm not shorting something at 38. when the top is like the lower high is 40 and the top is like 41. I got to get a better price now, but here comes a bit of a dip in AMC. I want to make sure I can catch this one off of that 54, 35-ish area where it seems to be bouncing. But this is RAPT still firmly on the radar, showing some signs of weakness, but the volume definitely abating a little bit here. If it presses up again, I will take the short off of that 40. Do not let the high of the day break. It's already halted once. I would not be surprised to see it halt again.
All right, yeah, we're just rocking things right here. Palantir, I'm think that, I mean, we called 79s. If we can see that, then we might as well take a 78, right, guys? So there's a 78 right there. We called these plays. I told you we were scalping off, so we did that, and then I told you we're stopping. So bang, bang, bang. I mean, this to me, this is stopping because normally I'm like a maniac like this. Bang, bang, bang to the upside. Right there goes Palantir, so that's going to be a good trade. We can check on some new names. CLNE is another one. It's a NASDAQ name, so hold on a second. This is another name that's been moving around. This was number 2 on Reddit, of course. Clean Energy Fuels. So Fuels Corporation, CLNE, a nice little move back to the upside, and looks like it wants to break day's high again on this one. What are we at? 1250. Okay, so we still have a little ways to go. Again, another Reddit-fueled name here, Clean Energy. Let's check out XL Fleet. I don't really see that much there on Clean Energy. It needs to be a little higher. I'm only going over here because I own this stock. So here goes XL Fleet. Was up to 950. We didn't sell any the other day. Probably should have. XL, a nice little mover. Yeah, there it is, 960. So back down. And then one more name that we've been sort of touting here is Fisker. You know, I'm still in Fisker, but this EV move has been quite huge, man. And I worry about some of the headlines. So if you're in this name like I am down here at 10, I sold some up here last time we was up here. I'm getting the same feels right now for FSR on the downside. So take that for what you wish. Right now, Brendan on the big screen. Kill him.
Hey guys, yeah, busy morning in small cap world. Let's have a look at a few that we were talking about in the pre-market here. Lordstown obviously on everyone's mind with the news again today. So $10 up here was support a couple of times in the pre-market, got tested as resistance. So I would have given this all the way back to 10 bucks. Should have been a little more patient with this apparently because we're down to 880 for ride on its way possibly here, 2-day lows, but struggling, it looks like, at day lows. That RAPT that popped up a little bit later on in the pre-market there on positive news, 35 ended up being a pivot. This is actually 34.50 where I drew that line. The only reason I took this trade, again, Neil was saying, very, very thin, and it is, so be very careful with this. So only reason I took this trade is because it gave you a really quick out there at 34.50. So if it did pop back above 34.50, you just get out of the way, see what happens. So nice move to the downside all the way down to, what was that, 26.5 at the bottom there for RAPT. The other one, ETTX, pretty quiet so far, 320, 330, a little bit of a channel heading into the open. It's just grinding to the downside for ETTX. Guys, back to you.
Grinding. Hey, Clips, man. I haven't thought about Clips in a long, long time. Good group, man. But AMC here, look, it cannot get this bounce going off at 54.35. So I do scalp some off in front of the 75 mark, and you get another dip in here. So, you know, I just stopped out at 54. I wanted to make sure I had that stop in. I want to look back now to, I mean, you can talk about VWAP here at 53.25. I don't want to give an extra 75 cents in that kind of a move. At some point, you're going to get the bigger move down that I want to buy. It's likely to be 53-ish to that quarters. But if it is down here, like, remember, what's the price that we really loved? It was the break at 51.50. It was a dip buy at the open at 51.50. It was a dip buy at 9.50 at 51.50. I mean, that price there was actually 51.61. You had to step in front of it. But if we do continue that move, you also get a top at 55 even. So a round number failed break could take you either to VWAP bounce or into that 51.50. Either one I'm going to have to that long side. ENOB's been okay, and Ride I'm still in. That's flat. AMC's front of the mind this entire morning because that's where most of the executions have been. Hey, man, if it's moving, we got to trade it.
Hell yeah. We only have 13 trades on AMC because we're just holding as much as we possibly can here for a lot of upsides, guys. We're not dumping this. We're just gonna wait. I mean, if we can get back to 55, then maybe we'll discuss getting some out. But for now, no. I'm gonna hold on to this and wait to see where we go. So that is just AMC right now. I do have big bids down here. So hey, if we get down to 52.50. obviously we'll start reloading up there. I think a lot of you guys probably looking at those levels as well. So good on you for that. If you're holding, we'll see where we go now with AMC, 54 and change. Yeah, Neo, I think you got out already. That was a good price, 47.20. We'll look back to see why that was so key there. There's going to be nothing on the daily because we haven't visited this high. Just watch out for the NASDAQ right now, trying to make some moves one way or the other here. You know, it's just bouncing around. I think that Neo will follow that. So if we get back to 47.10, 47.12, we'll just rinse this out and get out of here on Neo and just put that in our pocket for a big win. We're still in the money, 78 cents. So as we go up on Neo, we'll still take that. And then AMC, back to 54. Maybe these are, we talked about new high, remember, sorry, lower highs. And then when we snapped that, that's when we went long, right? Because it's no longer making that pattern. So there's the long. I'm not really seeing any patterns right here right now. So all we have to really do is wait to see if we get lucky enough to get some of these highs back in. So that's the play that I'm waiting for right now, 55 and change. If not, we'll bid some 52 lows on AMC, but I still want to hold it because I don't believe this name is done, obviously. With 72 million shares, that's light.
Yeah, it ain't done.
Yeah. So it's not done moving for sure, but we'll see where it goes from here. I just think that we have an opportunity to buy something lower.
I just like saying ain't. I have to go ahead and capitulate and cancel my square bid because, you know, I missed a 225 break. And look, it is what it is. But when these other stocks, when you get the AMCs moving and Corsair and trying to pick some up, and Neo's going as well, as a day trader, you're probably not going to be as involved in something like a square. But the 225 break was good. It dipped to 225 like 22. And I was sitting at 20, so again, just missing that dip buy, but it's off to the races, looking like it's pushing 230. I don't want to buy to the top on this name. And then if you want to go to something which is now testing that bottom again, that Corsair, so this was the dip off of 36.75, I should say. You know, it looks like it wants to now test that 36.50 area. If that breaks, I want to be out. I'll look back all the way to 35 or maybe like 35.5 for the next level because this one coming back in. So there's been initial success buying the dip and then a loser success. And then I'm not averaging into this one. I'm just holding on to what I have. And if it breaks 36.50, I'll be out and looking for a re-entry point. AMC might have shook me. Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Apparently I am one, because this didn't happen, but it did stop me out when it broke that 54. I thought we'd get another dip to buy. If this wick was real, I'd be long in front of 53. Clearly it has not happened. That was just a dark pool printing through on AMC. Feels like maybe this is another bounce. And I'll take a 55.50 break. Now, I'll take the breakouts long, but the dip buys to me have been a little bit better there. And the bigger dips have been the ones to really load up. Just hasn't really been one since 950.
No, there has not been. Here comes AMC. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're waiting for setups, right? I mean, 10:25 right now. We only have a half hour left in the show, and join us back at 3:15, of course, for later on. I'm just been really super patient, but I do have an offer, 55.50. So if we can take out the day's high, actually, no, I'm going to. Sorry, what am I doing? I don't have any offers. That was 52.50. Sorry. I would never put one at day's high. 52.50, waiting to get longer. We did talk about that, so good. Okay, so no worries there. Should have picked some up on VWAP. We didn't. That spike didn't happen, so we don't have to worry. Unless it did. I don't know. Did it go down to 52.90? I don't think so. 52.70 looks like the low there on AMC. So I think I'll wait. I mean, I was debating waiting here, 55. I think that's a smart move. And then we'll see about it taking out the top. If that does, then we can go long again. But we've been pretty good today. I don't want anybody to be yelling at me on Twitter to say that I didn't hold it long enough because I feel like we're doing a decent job of holding this today. We've only had 13 trades, of which half of them are outs, right? So there we go. We'll ride it a little bit longer. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we only have 4 longs in here, but we've been holding as much as we can. We're going to do this again to 55. So we'll hold this until 55. Hopefully we can get that number, and then we'll scram. So 55 or so on AMC. Otherwise, we'll reload it down here at 52.50. But so far, so good, man. Neo's 62 cents in the money. And then just a review of Palantir. Like, it went right to VWAP, guys, and you know what we did. You know, we emptied that out. We have 5% left of our position. So it's coming back down. We'll look to reload again down in this area, 55s, 50s. We're just being super patient. Like, when you're going to go 5 for 5 or 6 for 6, you don't need to trade like a maniac. And I think that that's sort of what I've done here the last couple months is just get a lot more specific. So I'm going to wait now. We're holding a small, like I said, 5% of this position. Let's wait till 24, 56, 57 here on Palantir.
And just a new entrant to the list here. It's on 8 million. It's just halted. It's like Washington Prime filing for Chapter 11. You're going to see the move down. You're going to see successive halts back up. It's now another volatility halt at like $3. So if you see this one on my radar, I just kind of look at this, halt up, stall at 310. If it opens up and cannot hold this 3 even, could be under some additional pressure here. So watch out for Washington Prime. If you have not been looking at that name, Rye, Lordstown, still consolidating off of this low. Now, I've had several shorts. The latest one was right here at $9. I mean, technically $9.04. It is holding $9. If this thing breaks like a $9.25, I'd probably be looking to short a deeper pop to the upside. So you can't just sit in it if it's going to hold the bottom forever. I do have to have a stop. So I'm going to push it to $9.25, and that's about it on Lordstown. It's been under pressure, but not really going too far. Now, Wish, on the other hand, we didn't take the short when the news came in. I already forget the name of the company that they're partnering with there, Sean, so I guess it's not that notable. But they did stall at 1060. That was Friday afternoon or Friday morning's lower high that got put in. It's now looking to consolidate and maybe roll over lower. So once again, I am going to short Wish. This time around a 1050 level, that top at 1065, a bit of a double top if you go into Friday's action as well. So getting into...
Neil, you forgot about PrestaShop? Wow.
What was its company? What was it called?
I don't know. PrestaShop.
PrestaShop. There you go.
Yeah,
PrestaShop. Good. Look, man, I'm not shitting on PrestaShop or crapping on them. I just had never heard of them, so I forgot about the name. But Wish, lower high, gonna short. That's the Coles notes. Brendan?
Be real.
It's 10:30, guys. In 15 minutes, do not go anywhere. We have a great guest coming up, Henry Arslanian, coming up, talking about the crypto markets, current state of the crypto markets. He does a lot of work with PwC. He does a lot of work with FinTech Association of Hong Kong. He's a professor at the University of Hong Kong, so lots of insight coming up for crypto lovers in about 15 minutes. In the meantime, let's get a quick check of what's happening over in Europe. There's an hour left in the session over there. What's up, V?
Hey Brandon, European shares hit record high today. Energy giant Shell is up more than 2% after Reuters reported that the company is reviewing its holdings in the largest U.S. oil field for potential sale. Back to you.
Yeah, a bit of a struggle so far. We were at record highs here as well for the S&P, but 0.2 right now to the downside, guys.
Ugh. Guess we might need that green.
Yeah, that's what we're nervous about here when we look at something like the NASDAQ and we keep talking about like, why did we get out of our softie? Why are we getting out of some of our trades? Palantir, going on, stuff like that, right? So, this is why we do that stuff. We're waiting for you guys and waiting for key levels and then watching out for NASDAQ, right? And like I said, not taking shots at other people or anything, but you got to trade setups. And honestly, if they're not there, you could just sit. We're not an AMC channel. We could be, and I know there's a couple out there that are kicking butt, but there's just been so many great opportunities. AMC's been a great opportunity, like 51, 52s. If we can get down there, hell yeah, we'll be right back and then try to crush this more and more and more, and I think we'll be able to. But right now, AMC just not looking. Sorry, not AMC. Some of these other names, Neo, big time wins, right? Like bang bang. If you want to come here for to trade other names, I think that's what we're doing, and we're doing it pretty good. Palantir to the upside as well, and then we're looking at a little bit of crypto, and I just want to talk like Ethereum, a beautiful move, but it's kind of stopping now at 2,600. If you look here at a daily chart right now for Ether, you'll see. Just got to load this up. You'll see what I'm talking about. The move in Bitcoin's much nicer because Bitcoin right now is still above 40. And to me, that's this level right here. So we should be near 3,000. So I still think Ether can go, and it can go up here. So let's wait to see 3,000 on Ethereum, but it's trying to hold too. So I just want to bring that to his attention. Like Bitcoin's moving, Ethereum is sort of the lagger. And actually, I like Cardano. Cardano might be my #1 holding now. I've been buying some at the bottom, but I do like Ethereum, but I like Cardano better. Ethereum over Bitcoin is my choice given the recent trade action. And then Palantir, we're still waiting for a dip buy. It just didn't come, man. We're waiting in the 50s again. That's probably a little silly.
I had to make fun of that. I already forget the name of the company, by the way. I had to make fun of Wish here, but it stopped out right at this level, 1045. Good thing I got that fill. And then we're right back into it as it goes to that 1060, 1065 area. 64 is the actual high, but I'm going to throw my stop here at 65 when it breaks 65 here. I just got 58s to the short side on Wish, or 57. Check that. We'll give it another 10-cent move, but this is why you get out, so you can test that high or low. That high of the day here. And it looks like Wish is breaking the top as I speak. So look at me mocking the company that they hooked up with. I have no idea who it is, guys. But I'm going to get out at the top. So 2 shorts in Wish, and we add a losing trade to the list. So I'll hit this one. I was going to hit the face slap, but I wasn't actually on that page. See, it's interesting because it looks like I win that fight, but clearly losing, like, what's his name? What's that guy, something Carter, who got beat up by Lamar Odom? I don't even know his name, but these boxing matches are getting out of hand. Aaron Carter, that's who it was. That's me, I'm Aaron Carter. And Wish is Lamar Odom, I guess.
Yeah, like I thought Lamar, whatever, I haven't watched Kardashians in like 1,000 years. I can't believe I actually, used to watch, not used to watch it, but it's on there. And Lamar Odom, I guess, is not with Chloe anymore. I thought that guy was still a crackhead. Oh, they're back together. No, she's with Brampton's own Tristan Thompson right now. So Tristan Thompson, Brampton's own, rolling the dice with the Kardashian is about all I could say with that one. So you can roll the dice there and see what happens. Shout out to my man Ye. Finally got out of that relationship. So Kanye chilling like a villain right now with another dime piece. 55 and change of the upside right now. What a great trade for AMC, man. Floss it off right now. Yeah, people saying, why, Neil, why? I guess that's in response to your wish.
Because context logic is, what do you want me to say? Like this stock, if I'm picking one of these squeeze ones to short, I'm always trying the turns on Wish because it tends to be the best in terms of getting those pullbacks. You get run over in most of the other ones, but Wish usually has some good levels to work off of. It usually has a lot of weakness because if you can make a case for some of these other stocks, or some of these other companies, I should say. There isn't much of one, particularly for context logic, at least in my humble opinion, and I still don't know anyone that actually likes ordering from them.
So there we go, guys. AMC right now, out right there, 50. This is exactly what we wanted, man. You want to talk about a hold? There it is, man. 53.30 out, 54.90 right there. I'm going to do that every single time. I'm part of you guys, man. Like, I know I'm not. I guess I'm not part of you, but I'm part of this team. Money. Okay, because this is what we're doing, man. Every single day on the show for you, this week, this month, this year, we're pulling money out of this market. So there's a nice out there. It's actually 54.75. So we got out there of AMC, and now we just do our plan, man. Wait till this to break. So 1 long and out, 2 longs and out, 3 longs and out, 4 longs and hold and out. So it's good. We've got that good over here. That's a good trade there. So now we're at 3 times daily goal and just it's kind of not a roller coaster today. It's been pretty smooth sailing for us. The only trade that we've messed up on was one of these Corsair trades where we thought this 39 break was pretty decent. We did take it, man. It only goes to 39.30 or so, and we were pretty happy with it. But then it comes falling down, and this is where the discipline, guys. Discipline. We can't call ourselves like the master of discipline. I feel like Paul George calling himself playoff P here, but we cannot be a disciplined approach like I am every single day trading if we don't get out once it breaks this pre-market low. So we get out on that 37 break, and I don't really have any attraction to Corsair yet, again on that name. So we'll wait to see where it goes. And then here we go. We're back into Palantir like we said we would, 50 something. Let's see. I'm going to hold this one. NASDAQ coming back down. This could turn out to be a little nasty as well. So let's wait to see where Palantir goes. But our outs are down here 40. So we'll take an average in if we can get back to 50. That's it. We'll wait for 25.40. We're not going to blow this out.
And Wrapped goes, RAPT goes right through that high of the day. I said I would wait until we got that 40 to short off of. I short 40, it breaks the top. Looks like for now it might be a bit of a fail break. Got to 42 even, 41.99. And if it comes back below 40 even here, it could be one of those jam back into it. It stops you out at the top, but it does not continue through after that high break. So I'm all over this Wrapped, and I'm still looking at VWAP on AMC. It's kind of annoying here. It's not going to give you that look. We're back below $9 on Ride, so that short is actually coming back in the money, a few cents here. But this RAPT is front of my mind here as it tries to take off this top. And watch out, if this breaks the high, there is a decent chance if it retakes 42, you could see a potential halt because it has halted already one time off of the open. And the day's range, I'm just talking from 9.30 to the high is like $16, and it closed at 19. So it's pretty much a double up and change here. If it gets back below 40, I want to jump into that short trade again. But the story here, again, is just incredible strength through the top. And I may not be done shorting Wish, but I probably am until the end of the show, that's for sure.
Yo, where are the dragons at? It's time to slay these guys, man. Chopping off heads left, right, and center. Right now is Palantir. There it goes, man. The scalping continues. Look, I got to tell you guys something about Palantir, and I've said this for you for weeks and weeks and weeks now. This is how I trade it now. I'm not You know, we've already crushed Palantir over the last couple months, but if you notice how it trades, it doesn't trade the same way it does anymore. Like this is, I mean, I'm just as I'm talking, I'm gonna get another piece out. So here we go, like up to 66 again. I'm in scout mode on Palantir, man. We're using more shares and we're taking less pennies, okay? It's just, it is what it is. And if you want to know why, I mean, this is what it looks like. It's pretty garbage from a day trade stock right now. Like this is garbage. Like it's not, it has one move, you know, and then back, and then it just kind of hovers around. And anyways, I don't have to go over this chart. It's not super sexy. This was a huge move that day. So we'll always try to hold on to some longs for that. But then, you know, it always follows up like big move and then nothing. Here's a move down and then nothing. You know, here's a move down, back up, and then nothing the rest of the day. Anyways, you guys can do the research, but I'm looking at Palantir now as a scalping stock. So that's what I'm doing back and forth. And like right now I'm long 58. There's my out at 66, 67. Like all we're doing right now, guys, is really just spinning this every single day for you. So you know about that. But what we're more doing on Palantir is we are doing this. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I have no idea where it is, but we'll just rain down the money. This is what I was looking for. So we're just raining it down, man, as it comes in. Like right now, 10 cents in the money. Thank you very much. We'll take it. This is how we're trading. So back and forth and around. And someone just said, great out there on AMC. Yeah, you're right, man. Like we just saved ourselves 90 cents as it comes all the way back in. So there again, another out for us on AMC. Oh yeah. And I'm not even looking at Palantir. And we take that out again because we had an offer layered there. So there we go, out at 70 again or 69 on that move up. So there's another win for us as we are approaching 4 times daily goal.
Just going to adjust some orders here because I remember what I just said about RAPT. First time through, tries to break the high, immediate failure. What do you do when there's a failure at a high when you like a short like this and you're waiting for it? I always get right back in. New stop at high of the day. We're now short 40.80. Was just able to take out just over a $2 winner, so $2.30, a couple legs here. If it goes to VWAP, we'll be talking about a $5 or $6 winner on RAPT. Told you I had to widen the stops out and look for that re-entry point. So I'm going to call it the Raptor. Why not? For the short side trade. You guys are going over to the sector watch. Let's go to Brendo. And thanks for that symbol.
Guys, yeah, negative story right now for the overall market, but as you'll see on the board here, pretty mixed overall. There is definite strength coming from a few areas. This is the energy group really leading as far as positivity is concerned. Oxy, Marathon here, both 2.8 to the upside right now. So energy stocks definitely strong. Didn't mention we are negative, as I said, 0.16% to the downside. As far as decliners go, consumer discretionary stocks back in negative territory. Tesla standing out here, though, trying to help offset some of that negativity, 1.7. Etsy's here as well, 2.4%. There's Chipotle, CMG, big move today, 2.3% for that stock. eBay negative, though. LKQ, HD negative on the day. It's been a while for that one. Under Armour back to the downside. RL as well. Some of the cruise lines back in negative territory along with some of the hotels. So travel names getting sold off a little bit. Look at Adobe down here, 2.6% leading as far as software names are concerned. ENPH in the semiconductor group leading here. GLW trying to offset to the downside. There's Now as well, up 1%. Tech stocks are red, but only just. There's a few trying to offset to the upside. Real estate stocks, communication services, and consumer staples on that side. Bit of a mixed story as well. The material sector basically offsetting any gains coming from the energy group. So overall, not much of a mover so far today, guys. Just 0.17 to the downside. Back over to you.
Yeah, market look a little bit weak.
Then, yeah, so nice little out again on Palantir. As I mean, there it is. Like I told you, we're back into hold mode, so now we'll hold a little bit. Whatever. I mean, if we get up to VWAP there, I mean, I'm not going to, you know, go crazy over 5 cents. So that's a good one. I see you, Steve G, there talking about PaySafe. I already have a full position, so I don't know where this one's going to go. I like PaySafe. It hasn't. We don't have it since the flip over of the charts, but we're just still in this area. I mean, look, before you really get super aggressive, I'm already in a full position, but you know, they made a mistake by going from a SPAC, I believe. So we'll have to wait for their first earnings report to come through. Actually, their second earnings report to come through. They've already reported once. I think it needs, before this gets going, like I wouldn't put any more money. I mean, if you're just bottom picking, fine, but I really think that it needs to break through 15, for sure 14. I mean, I know it's a stupid thing to say, but like I'd rather get my money in when it's going, like if I'm going to put more in, when it's breaking upside than just averaging into the downside. Although we've seen some stocks bounce off 10, so I mean, you still have a little way to go for that, but we'll wait to see on that one. So I like the name PaySafe, but again, I'm also in Bark. Those are only the two new ones that I'm in is PaySafe and Bark, and they're both doing nothing. So whatever. But Nvidia has been a good one for us as well. And you guys know I called that at 604. Now that's at 713, and I just hold my shares tight, man. I'm not doing anything with this one. It's in a long-term account, and then when this thing splits, I think 4 or 5 to 1, then we'll just make much more money on the split. So that is what it is, and very, very happy with Nvidia. However, remember when Apple split and then Tesla split, there was some downside pressure after that. So hey, if you were thinking about getting out of this, here's not a horrible spot. We've already just given you $100 straight to the upside, 600 to 700. So that's pretty much a Christmas gift right there. You don't have to worry about that this year, guys.
And just so you guys know, I mean, I saw someone in there, why did they sell AMC? Look, it's all about taking profit, but I got shook on this last move, to be honest with you, that 54. So we probably mispriced a dip buy, and you can follow the rule here. I know exactly what I did wrong. This is a 55 break, but this is like 54.50, and then the dip at 54. I should have been looking for a long lower, but instead I chased higher at 35. I should have been trying to get in at this like 75 mark or in front of 75, and if I was doing that, look what holds here at the bottom. So I kind of chased it a little bit upside instead of patiently waiting. Like when we're doing the dip buys down here, we're always waiting for the better price, And this time I didn't do it. So I already know what happened and what went wrong. I'll try to get back into it off of VWAP here if I can, but this close to a top break, and that'd be 55.50. I'd rather be playing that dip buy. AMC is on 85 million shares. Getting into this for the long, there is not any trouble doing so. It's just this is the time of day that is an active day trader, and I've done 39 here longs on this wall. I mean, at 39 executions, probably, let's count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 separate long trades on AMC today, guys. So I have no problem getting into it. I just feel like you got to be patient at this time of day. That RAPT does continue to consolidate. Now it's in the money a couple of bucks here. I think if it makes another push down, we're talking out at VWAP for $5 and then maybe looking at a breakdown past that halt price, because the halt price on the way up was $34.50. I want to get out in front of that and then look for a short below that particular price. We teed it up, and now we are ready for our guest of the day. Let's go over to Brendan at the desk.
Hugh, he is a best-selling author. He is a fantastic keynote speaker, and he is the global crypto leader for PwC. Henry Arslanian is joining us today to give us his take on the current state of the crypto markets, and they are quite exciting. It's great to have you. First off, welcome, Henry. Good to speak with you today.
Thanks for having me.
Let's jump right into things here. I mean, you get a guy like Paul Tudor Jones coming out this morning, giving his blessing, I guess, finally to Bitcoin as far as a holding in your portfolio. Maybe start things off with a little bit of a background for yourself and how you got started in these markets.
No, absolutely. I mean, I'm a lawyer and banker by background, actually, and I've been in the broader fintech world for many years. Actually, my journey in crypto started in 2013, really when I discovered Bitcoin via actually a CTO of mine, and the rest is history. I organized my first Bitcoin event in early 2014. At the time, I was the chair of the Financial Services Committee at the Canadian Chamber of Commerce in Hong Kong, and it shows you how much times have changed. At the time when I organized this Bitcoin event, people complained, saying, how can a Canadian event or a Chamber of Commerce be associated with Bitcoin as something that is used by drug dealers? And now you fast forward today and you see how things have changed. So I've been really in it since 2013, full time at my role at PwC, running crypto for PwC since 2017. So, I dream about Bitcoin, and I've been in it 24/7, and 100% of my business now is crypto. So very excited to be with you all and kind of share my passion of the future of money and cryptocurrencies with you all.
And it's great to have that passion. We share that with you as well, Henry. So what does it mean to you when you hear a name like Paul Tudor Jones coming out this morning saying, yeah, buy Bitcoin?
Well, absolutely. It's been a big trend that we've seen over the last, I would say, 18 to 24 months. A lot of the institutional players enter the market. And I'm not talking about the large financial institutions, the service providers, if you want, who are launching trading desks or crypto custody offerings, but also a lot of the buy side as well. And we've seen many of the large, not only hedge funds, but also long-only managers enter the space in recent months. I mean, a good example of this was in 2-3 weeks ago, PwC and AMA and Elwood, we released our third annual crypto hedge fund report. And in there, what was interesting is we surveyed $180 billion of AUM of traditional hedge funds about their views on crypto, and 47% of them are either invested in crypto or looking at investing crypto this year. So I think there's to be a lot more announcements as the one we saw in recent days on crypto by some of the large other hedge fund managers from that perspective.
Let's rewind the tape a little bit now. Talk about what has happened here. We had the, I guess, halving, 50%, retracement in prices. I mean, we'll get into the Elon stuff and his ability to move this market. But give us your overall take here. Where are we? Where do you think we should be going here?
Absolutely. I think we're still at the very early stage of the crypto, if you want, a revolution from that perspective. If you think about it, really, only in 2016, there was only 5 million people with an account at a crypto exchange. Fast forward that to Q3 of last year, just before the bull run that we had, there was only 100 million people with an account on exchange. I would argue that really over the last, the first quarter of this year, we probably added another 100 million or so. So if you look at it, depending how you slice and dice it, there's not more than 200 million people trading crypto as we speak. That is going to radically change over the next couple of months and years. A couple of drivers there. One of them, obviously, there's more interest, awareness on cryptocurrencies. But second, it's become so easy right now for retail investors to get access to the asset class. And number three, it's really what we're seeing right now with institutional players, not only because of regulatory clarity, but because also there's demand. They're all looking at the record levels of quantitative easing in the system. They're looking at kind of the hedge they can have against potential currency devaluation, potential inflation, as well as actually their own back-end investors asking for it. So I think you have a lot of factors here that are lined up that we're going to see more interest, awareness, and activity on crypto side over the next couple of months and years.
And including, moves last week even that we saw 401k offerings for cryptocurrencies, which can only be positive for the overall market as well. When you see, these tweets from Elon, you see the moves that typically follow in the cryptocurrency markets. What do you take from that? Should there be that much influence from A, social media, and B, one specific person trying to move the market?
It's a good question. I think from social media, it is what it is. I think we'll always have social media, and I think people expressing views on social media. But when it comes to Elon Musk, I have to say it's been very interesting. In the early days when Elon Musk, getting indirectly Tesla, embraced Bitcoin, obviously he had a lot of fans within the crypto ecosystem. I would argue today, if you ask the average crypto aficionado what he thinks about Elon, the comments may not be that positive. I actually think what Elon Musk, some of the tweets he has been making over the last couple of weeks, make the crypto industry look very childish, frankly. The fact that one person can have such a big impact. This, by the way, combined with the whole Dogecoin phenomenon, really makes crypto look like a kindergarten rumor or a little party. And this is why I think if you look at it, though, there's a lot of people building the future of finance, a lot of institutional investors really building the rails in the infrastructure of the future of money. And unfortunately, this kind of things gets a headline and really draws the attention away from the amazing, groundbreaking innovation that is taking place in crypto, which I'm sure a lot of viewers have been following. And I think that's kind of a shame from that perspective. So if I had one comment to Elon, if one advice I would make to him, I think it's great that he has his voice. I wish he would use it to actually showcase some of the benefits of cryptocurrencies, financial inclusion, the ability to send money around the world for pretty much free instantaneously, and also how we're able to really build the next generation of future finance and future money. That's one thing I wish he would do rather than some of these tweets that he's making in recent weeks.
So what's it going to take then, Henry, as far as stability goes in these markets, in these specific cryptos? We can talk about, Doge, as you mentioned, or even, ETH. Still seeing, very, very high volatility. What's it going to take to kind of provide some stability here?
Good question. There's a couple of factors we're watching. First is really the entry of institutional investors, which is really happening. I would say the entry of institutional investors being catalyzed right now, accelerating at paces that probably we haven't seen before. Second is actually the further development of the ecosystem, especially derivatives. One thing we often forget is really up to a couple of months ago, crypto was probably one of the only asset classes where the volumes in spot trading were higher than that of derivatives. As we all know in traditional markets, the derivative volumes are 5-6 times that of spot markets. Right now, I would say actually we're probably tipped it. I would say this year, the last 12 months, the volumes of derivatives are about double that what we see in spot, which is great. The last month, for example, in Bitcoin futures alone, there was $2.5 trillion that was traded, which I think is great. And this, by the way, added to the entry of not only 401ks, like we just mentioned, the broader buy side coming in. I think this is really going to change the game from that perspective. And we should get not only more stability, probably less volatility, but frankly, a bit more mature eyes looking at the crypto ecosystem, which I think is be much welcome from the broader ecosystem as well.
Henry's book, The Future of Finance, was ranked a global top 10 bestseller. Tell us, if we're not familiar, if anyone's not familiar with the book, what to expect from it.
Yeah, I would say I have to say that one of the reasons I wrote my last book was obviously I teach a crypto university. I give a lot of lectures around the world, but I really believe one of the most important things that we need to do right now when it comes to crypto is education. And that's why I endeavored to write my last book called The Future of Finance. And actually, I've been very pleased, like you mentioned, it's been a global top 10 bestsellers in finance. It was actually voted one of the most influential books in fintech in the world. And also, it was a best-selling book at the publisher last year. I'm actually working right now on my next book called The Future of Money, which should come out this year, which will be 100% focused on crypto. Really, my goal is anybody who's in traditional finance wants to enter crypto. There's one authority, kind of a Bible that can go read that will give them not only the basics, but also the macro trends going on. And with that, they can come and enter confidently the industry and be able to experience it.
Henry, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. It's a pleasure to get your insight in these very interesting times for these markets. If anyone wants more information, where's the best place for them to go?
The best way is actually social media. As you may know, I have 500,000 followers that follow me on my LinkedIn. I have a weekly show, a 60-second summary of the global crypto developments called the Crypto Capsule. I also share on Twitter at Henry Arslan, but also on my YouTube pages where I have a lot of educational content. And my YouTube page now has, again, it's my name, Henry Arslan, is not only available in English, but also available now in French, Arabic, and Chinese. And we're launching more languages soon. So that's a good way to find me and the best way to get in touch with me as well.
Henry Arslanian, a pleasure. Thanks for your insight today.
Thanks for having me.
There we go, guys. A little bit of an insight from a professional as far as the cryptos are concerned. Back over to you.
Yeah, we can have him on anytime. A lot of fun. Fits right in with the energy that we have here. And there it is, those Bitcoins there. Rob, we need to get one for Ethereum as well. I think we both prefer that name. But hey, what do you think happened AMC went up? I'm not even going to bother to try to pitch it. AMC made that top break. We talked about it. You can always get back in. You could have got a dip buy. You could have had that top break, but there's 50-50, 55-50, I should say, to the long side. I actually dipped into some more shares, so twice here. Some in front of 56, some out for an 80-cent winner. Still holding on, guys. So there's lots of ways to play this. As long as it was a long today, I think you were fine. I mean, I guess maybe there were some shorts that could have worked out for you, but it's been only long, and now 57 even. The dip buys at 51.50 look pretty solid, but we're on to bigger and better. I did cover that RAPT. It bounced off VWAP, so over a $4 winner on that short trade. Sometimes you just have to wait patiently for that top to get taken out, whether you're going long through it or shorting in front of it.
Yep. Yeah, so, to say we're laughing, we're not laughing. There are going to be some people short on this, but we go long, and yeah, we have these hands today, guys. My chart's very, very clean on this today. Long and out, long and out, long and out, long and out, hold, long out, now we hold again. So pretty simple to me today for both of us, man. Like Neil said, as long as you're long, it doesn't really matter how you skin the cat. There's cat to be skinned, and today it's been a monster there. So we continue to do that. Our Palantir just continues again, man. Ain't no stock going into these today. No gates of hell. Palantir has just been hot fire up to 24.90. We told you we'd hold a little bit. That's probably a good spot for us now. We did hold, so there we hold about 20%. 1, 2, 3. If there's about 8 or so outs there, we'll hold the last little bit just to see where it goes. And then NEO, we should have reloaded down here at 46, but it's coming back downside 46.25. It does go all the way back up to 60. I just want to see if we can retake the high to the upside. But yeah, that good guess. Really nice to see that. A lot of podcasts going through there. As AMC now, guys, now we're $1.90 in the money, man, 57.50. If you're not part of the sticky note gang, then you have to get on that, guys. We have AMC one trade if you want it. It's 51.50. We don't even write the word short on our list today. So a nice little rip upside there. We're really happy with Square. We're long that one at 200. That's at 240 today. Workhorse, let's just see, what was Workhorse's high here today before I throw to Brendan quickly? 1640. Okay, we wrote down that we'd be looking at 18 as a high there. That didn't come in, although in the pre-market, yeah, that's a pre-market high. Okay, Brendo, wrap it up, bud.
All right, guys, yeah, a couple minutes left here. Nothing terribly exciting as far as earnings are concerned. Coming up, QDian was the only one that kind of stood out, QD. There's this, though. I was going to mention this before the guest came on, but Blink Charging joining the Russell 2000 as of this morning. So you can see when that happened, the big volume spike there for Blink, guys.
Good on Blink there. A nice little move there. So thank you, Brendan, for always getting the news. I do want to point to this level here at $60, just for you guys to see on AMC. This is last week, Monday and Tuesday. You did have some trouble breaking through that price. So I think that's a nice area to get out of some of these shares and then look for further buying the dip as it continues to work. I mean, it is what it is. This is, I'm just going to say it right here. This is probably the best national day that we've had since the beginning of this show. In my humble opinion. So let's go without any further ado to Miss V so that you guys can be as happy as me.
Hey guys, it was a great start of this trading week. Thank you for being with us. Stay profitable and come back at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time to trade the close also together. And happy National Bourbon Day, everyone.
Look,
Bourbon, yeah. Go ahead, Neil. Yeah, you take this one.
Look, it is what it is. I am one of those that says it is sacrilege to put anything in a Manhattan but a bourbon Manhattan. You can keep it simple with makers, but there you go, guys, and you can now actually enjoy it on a patio in Canada because you could everywhere else. Now you can here. So it's been a fantastic show, but I can't really say enough. But we had a fantastic guest. We've had unbelievable trades. AMC just broke 58, got to 58 and a quarter. I mean, Ride is still garbage. And Corsair was a great pre-market trade. I shouldn't say that about Ride. Ride is still near those lows of the day is a better way and nicer way to put it here. But the story has been and still will be AMC. And you know what? It's not done yet because you know we're going to be right back at the close. And it's going to be a wild one today. If this price action has not told the story, there's 0% chance that it will not be the greatest close show we've ever had, especially with AMC approaching that $60 range. So make sure you come right on back at 3:15 as we will be all over those trades live for you. It's always a good one and a fun one, and I'm looking forward to it here. I'm also tracking one last thing that RAPT, guys. I do still want to trade this one, but it looks like it could do one of those hold VWAP and then a ramp take out the high. So as long as it does hold like 35 or that halt price, yeah, you can still consider a top end break. That'd be through 42 even. This one is slowing down, but the way it moved this morning, I don't want to get too far away from watching it there, Sean.
No, there's always something to watch here, and I think you're right, man. Join us back here for the closing show, as I guarantee you it will be hot fire. We're just absolutely reading the charts amazing and just hitting these trades, guys, back and forth for you. It's been a monster day. AMC, Corsair, Microsoft, Neo, Palantir, let the fun begin. We're $3 in the money here on this AMC trade. So yeah, it's been a really, really great day. Thank you guys for joining us. And Wendy's right now is popping. Someone's mentioning that to me. I'm still waiting for 25. Yeah, not really, guys. Still waiting for 25 to go. So I do hope that Wendy's can pop, and it'll pop into my blotter when that does happen. But maybe this one's not doing too much, man. That ENOB still moving, as is Wish, guys. Been a big show. It's now 11 o'clock.
You had this, the one thing that didn't go well. But look, Wish, congratulations to anyone that's long that one. Thank God I got it at 1065. It is what it is. Wish continues to push higher. But look, it's 11 for the entire team. Going to go right down the line. There she is. There's Miss V, the deuces from my man Brendan. Fantastic interview. What an awesome guest that was.
He was, yeah, really good.
He was fantastic. And for myself, Neil Roberts, and Sean Katina, hopefully, we'll see what happens, Italy, England. I know which team is better. Of course, I hope that history does not repeat itself.
I think England's probably higher ranked, but Italy's better.
I'm not going to... Look, it is what it is. I'm going for England. I'm an England guy. Thank you, Sterling. Fantastic goal for the entire team. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. We will see you at the close.
Bye, guys.
Bye.